Welcome to AllGenGamers, a podcast for people in video games of all generations. Starring Pete Dorr, Happy Console Gamer, Gamester81, and Jason Heine. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing? Welcome back to the AllGenGamers podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Jason Heine, from the Emulator Review Show on YouTube. We are joined today by our good friend, John, Mr. Gamester81. What's up, John?
What's up, my brother from another mother? How you doing, bro?
Oh, for sure. Doing great. Who else we got here? We got, of course. Of course, we got Mr. Pete Dorr himself. Pete, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty fine.
Fine and dandy. And of course, Mr. Happy Console Gamer, Johnny Millennium. What's up, Johnny?
You know, I got to say, I am so happy to be here. The reason why I've had bronchitis for 2 weeks, and I'm fucking glad to be the hell over that crap.
You know, I'm telling you, it's been going around.
Totally. Yeah, so we want to say hi to the chat room right now. I know it's going to...
Yeah, and the next order...
3 minutes late. So.
Yeah, the next order of business is this is episode...
Yeah, and really, you know, that's what I thought of the Vita. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that sounds really great, Pete, after that huge, long recommendation.
So thanks, guys, for joining us. That was episode 81 live, and no, we're kidding. We're back. We're back.
Yeah, we're back.
We're back. Pete, that was an unbelievable review of the Vita. The best I've ever heard, Pete.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
No, we're just messing with the chat. So, Jason, finish taking us in, man.
Yeah.
So, sorry, guys. So, there's another day at the Heine house here. My PC decided to update its Windows, so hey, and it just did it on its own. You guys know how Windows goes. So, anyway, continuing on, our special guest this episode, we are joined with Alpha Omega Sin. Hey, buddy, how are you doing? Thanks for joining us.
I'm doing absolutely awesome, especially after all the craziness just now.
Yeah, what an amazing start. That's how we do it here on the AllGenGamers. So for everyone out there who may not be aware of your show, why don't you tell us a little bit about it and who you are and what you do and all that?
What I do? Let's see. Best way to describe this, I'm a metalhead, a gamer, and for the most part, pleasantly pissed off, I guess. For the most part, let's see. I'm definitely not a kid-friendly show, but I am probably the most blunt, truthful, and honest bastard you'll ever find on the internet when it comes to gaming anything. So,
I think that's what's so great about your show is you're honest, man. You speak your mind and you're not afraid to say it. You say how it fucking is, you know? So it's cool. So kudos, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
Donka.
So you got to tell me, what did you really think of the bad box art for Mega Man?
That I had a feeling you were going to ask me about that. I mean, the bad box art Mega Man, in all truthfulness, isn't the worst thing in the entire world. It's the timing of it and the way that it came about. Because, I mean, that's something I didn't even get to say in my own video, was that if it wasn't for the fact that Mega Man fans, for the most part, this entire console gen have been slammed into the dirt and kind of just pissed on by Capcom execs, this would be relatively amusing. But for the most part, this just kind of seems like a middle finger, if anything. And even though a lot of people are just like, well, it is funny, and admittedly, it is funny, but, you know, it's just take into account everything that came up until that point. That's kind of why so many people became angry about it, like me.
Yeah, I see. The thing I'll enjoy about using bad box art Mega Man is just beating somebody with him. As I was saying in one of the early podcasts, that would be so much fun to beat somebody and say, "I beat you with that character." You know,
yeah, it's kind of like beating up people with Dan from Street Fighter. Exactly. You know that they're going to be pissed off and just like their heads on fire like Ghost Rider, and they're just flipping out.
So it's funny. It's a tradition of the show, Alpha, and I got to ask you. I'm asking everybody who comes on the show. What is this is hard. What is your favorite game of all time?
Let's see. Favorite video game? I'm one of those people, I can't ever pick one because as soon as I start debating, like, you know, this could possibly be the best one, like there's like an entire mountain of games. They're like, what the fuck did you just say? And I'm like, oh, well, maybe not. So, but I mean, like just random favorites, like Super Mario Brothers 3 for Nintendo, obviously.
Nice.
Chrono Trigger, Castlevania Symphony of Night. I mean, there's legitimately just too many for me to name, but I don't know. Those are a couple of games that when I think of like the greatest of the great, they definitely pop up in my mind.
Yeah, those are super awesome though. Those are classics.
Classic games right there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would definitely put Maids with Balloons probably up there too.
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
You know, Superman 64, of course. A lot of people in the chat.
How about Mag Max, dude? You're all over
Max.
Mag Max.
No, that's legit though. Mag Max is good. I wouldn't say it's a favorite one, but it's
I think
definitely
that you're forgetting about Shaq Fu, though. You really
Shaq Fu, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Can't mess with that one.
Yeah. Good picks, Alpha. So
Yeah, definitely.
So,
No,
like, go for it.
I was just gonna say, like, they're all classic games. I mean, it's hard not to give them credit where credit's due. You know.
Yeah,
That's true.
Totally. So, what's gonna happen, Johnny? We're gonna do it. We're gonna ask him.
What's that?
I don't know. You want to talk about something?
What did I want to talk about?
Oh, thought you want to talk about. Never mind. Then I guess you don't want to.
I don't remember what it is. I thought you were
going to ask Pete something.
What?
Oh,
Oh, was it about the Vita?
I thought so.
Yeah, we're all curious to know because, did any of us besides Pete buy one? John, did you buy one?
I reserved it, but I didn't cash out the extra, dish out the extra $50 to get it a week early. So I'm getting mine next Wednesday.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Jason?
But I'm anxious to hear how Pete's opinion of it is.
Jason, did you get one?
No, I have not actually. What I wanted to wait to hear what everyone had to say about it before I pull the trigger on it.
Alpha, did you get one?
My bitch ass is broke, so until I've got some extra loot in my pocket, and even then, I'm still playing catch up on all the other games that came out.
No, definitely.
I hear you, man. That's cool.
Hey,
So-
Dynastic Hero, I'm actually beta curious right now, so sorry, somebody. Yeah.
I think Alpha should change his name to Vita Omega Sin. It'd be awesome. You just do reviews over the Vita all day.
Just
Be
all
awesome.
day long.
Awesome show. No, so
Just
Pete,
nonstop.
non-stop. Pete, what do you think of the Vita, man?
It's all right. No, the Vita is actually fucking awesome. You know, it's comparing it to the 3DS launch. I love this thing so much more just because it launched with such amazing games. The first time I opened it up, I got the first edition bundle, by the way. The one that came with little Deviant's 4 gig memory card in the case. When I first opened it up, I played around with the interface for like a good 30 to 45 minutes, and it's really slick. It's a little bit cluttered at first. Like there's a lot of stuff going on the menu in terms of figuring out where everything is, figuring out all the different applications they got in there. But the first game I decided to pop in, well, the first thing I want to say is the Vita is freaking huge. Compared to the PSP, this thing is
That's what she
gargantuan.
said. Oh, sorry.
Burn.
Okay, so anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
I was
It's
pretty
huge. Yeah,
surprised.
it is big.
It's a little heavy. I'm used to that though because I have the original PSP 1000, but it's a little bit heavy. The screen size is really big. The only thing that I don't really like in terms of the design on it, the start and select buttons are placed very awkwardly, and at times in games that use those buttons to bring up a menu, I have to look at the damn system to like hit them because I don't know. I guess I'm not used to it yet, but they're not easy to hit. So the first game I popped in was Luminous Electronic Symphony, and it's without a doubt the best Luminous game yet. Amazing game. I've done 2 playthroughs of it so far, and for anybody that's not familiar with Luminous, it's a very basic premise puzzle game, but it's super, super addicting. It originated on the original PSP. It was a launch title, and they spawned a couple of sequels on downloadable networks in the PSP. But this one, it might seem like the same game, but they've added some new gameplay mechanics that really change things up. To people that have never played Luminous before, you'll have no idea what I'm talking about, but they added in a shuffle block, and they also made it so that the chain blocks automatically activate even if they're not made into a square themselves, so it actually changes up the gameplay. Music-wise, Luminous, the thing that this series has always had going for it is the music and the graphics are all really flashy, and this game is no exception. This one takes on more of like a trance techno vibe to the music, which I'm all for. I played 2 times. The first time, my gameplay session lasted for 45 minutes, and essentially you just keep on playing endlessly. It cycles through the music automatically. It changes skins in the music. And then the second time I played, I actually played for an hour and 20 minutes straight on the game. And I got a high score that put me at rank number 23 in the world on that. So I was pretty happy. But Luminous, I'm telling you, God, if you're getting a Vita, please get Luminous if you like puzzle games. I'm telling you, it's the best Vita launch title for me personally.
What other games did you get, Pete?
Let's see, what did I play?
Did you like the 3DS? You got every game at launch?
No, not at all. The Vita has so many great launch games, but a lot of them I know are going to drop in price. So
Hey, is MotorStorm in there for launch, or is that coming out later?
that'll be coming out later. I'm not sure.
Are you going to buy it? Are you going to do it for me? You going to buy that for me?
Of course. I think that's going to be a downloadable game, though.
Oh, sweet.
So, the MotorStorm RC car racing game.
Yeah, because I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Yeah.
I'm loving it.
Loving it.
Well, have you guys ever played any Luminous games or no?
I have not known.
No,
I have
can't
not.
say I
No,
have, no.
absolutely no.
Alpha, have
God
you?
help us.
I played the first one on PSP.
Well, thank God.
I
We have
actually
one
played it for the
person.
first time at an anime convention. I was waiting in line, and there was a couple of chicks beside me, and they all had PSPs, and they were playing it, and I was just like, whoa. Let me see. And they were kind enough to hand one over to me, and I started playing it. It's not bad. I'm not like a super big puzzle fan, but I had to admit it. It's pretty damn good.
Yeah, never done it.
You have to play these games with headphones on, by the way, because the speakers on the Vita just don't do these games justice. Next, I moved on to Wipeout 2048, and wow, God, once again, blown away by another Vita game. First of all, this game looks amazing. I did not play the one on PS3, Wipeout HD, so I can't compare, the 60 frames per second on that to the Vita version, but to me, this game looks phenomenal. It's pretty challenging. They've added in, and I'm not sure if the other ones had this control option. I remember playing Wipeout. I had to do like the side air brakes, left and right air brakes for turning. This one, they've added in a default option where it's just one brake button. Makes it a little bit more noob friendly because the Wipeout series is it's got a pretty high learning curve, but I've been enjoying this one. It's got a single player campaign similar to, say, like the Ridge Racer series where you're always advancing through different like a branching path of objective-based missions and stuff. There's battle modes, and then there's also online with its own separate campaign to that. Game's really good. It's got some crazy, like, trance dubstep music, which totally fits with the game. But if you're going to buy one racing game, this is the one to get. You guys, Jason, Wipeout?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm all in it. I'm all in it, baby.
So, Jason, are you going to pick up the Vita before the 3DS, or what are you picking up first?
No, actually, what's really funny is you mentioned the 3DS. I have a GameStopper story, you guys.
Oh, shit.
About that. But we can get to that after the Vita talk. But okay. I definitely have a GameStopper story.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Next one I played was, I'm looking at the thing here. I'm trying to remember. Well, I think I played Dungeon Hunter Alliance next, which is a bit overpriced, but I enjoy these kind of games. It's a $40 top-down dungeon crawl, hack and slash, kind of, once again, another clone off of, say, a Diablo kind of Torchlight kind of game. But here's the thing. It's from Gameloft, and everybody knows if you have an iOS device that they're very well known for ripping off, companies. Anything that's successful, they basically make on the handheld devices. They do the Asphalt series as well. But this Dungeon Hunter game is on the PlayStation Network for $12, and it's basically the exact same game on the Vita, only they charge $40. So the only added stuff to this is just touchscreen controls, which are basically useless. And that's about it. And you can zoom the camera in by using multi-touch capabilities on the front touchscreen. But hey, I like these kind of games, so to me, I think it's well worth it. I was actually playing it right before I came on here. It has 4-player online co-op, and if you're into grinding and loot whoring and color-based gear drops and bosses and all that kind of stuff, it's a game to check out if you don't mind Well, here's the thing: Vita launched with very few online games. So this is one of the few online games to get.
So, Pete, I have a really stupid question here, but your screen name for your is it the same PSN screen name essentially for both your PS3 and your Vita? Is it same name or different names? How's that work?
It's shared with your PS3 network name.
Okay.
So when you actually sign into the network on the Vita, it has your trophy list and all that stuff from your PS3 name. So they link together. And if you send somebody a message from your Vita that's on the PlayStation 3, it'll tell them that it was sent from the Vita. It's pretty cool.
So
yeah.
the whole idea is then you can play games essentially like, say, Mortal Kombat. Someone can be playing on the PS3 and you could be playing them on the Vita? No?
There's capabilities for that in the future with the Vita, but as of right now, I think the only game that was rumored to do that was Blaze Blue, and even that didn't have the feature from what I remember reading on the forums, but I'm pretty sure this Vita is capable of doing that. You can do cross, like you can play your Vita games on, the TV or something like that. I haven't tried doing that yet, but it's possible to do that. This was sort of like an impulse buy for me, but I bought Hot Shots Golf World Invitational because I was watching the Giant Bomb live stream of the Vita the day before it came out, and it actually looked really fun. And I've never played a Hot Shots golf game before, so I figured I'd pick it up. Kind of reminded me of, Mario Golf.
Yeah, it totally is. Did you ever? You never said you never played it. Never played any of them.
Never played the Hot Shots games. No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I used to play them on PS1 back in the '90s all the time. There was a lot of them on that console, PS1.
It kind of appeals to me, though, because it's, I have nothing against golf games, but just the Tiger Woods games just look so damn boring to me. This game is all spiced up with, really colorful graphics. It's very calming. The music's very relaxing. There's customization options for your characters. It's all just very, like I said, it reminds me a lot of Mario kind of sports games. But God, this game is brutal. Jesus. I'm on, the second tournament, and I'm getting my ass kicked. It's so hard. It might look like a kid's game, but I'm telling you, this game is no joke. Maybe because I have not played a golf game in God knows how long, but the game is hard. So I've only played it for half an hour, but it's good, but it's hard.
You use a touchscreen for that too?
You can. It has some good. I haven't used it myself, but it has some pretty cool touchscreen and I guess camera features where you can move the Vita around to aim your shots, and you can use the back touchscreen to swing, but I haven't chosen to do that. It also has online mode.
Yeah, speaking of golf games, I heard the next Tiger Woods game actually, instead of golf, you're actually going to be going around beating up women and hooking up with them and shit. So that's the whole idea, is how many women you can hook up with. How many holes? You get 18 holes or 18 women.
Jeez, look at this guy. Can I just say, speak on behalf of everyone in the world, I would be in line for that shit.
I would be in line for that shit too.
I'm hoping that they have a limited edition cover where he's just got a big pile of them, kind of like a Duke Nukem cover, where he's standing on top of the big pile of hookers and everything, just raising his golf club into there in triumph and victory. If it doesn't have that, I'll be severely disappointed.
That would probably sell more copies than the actual Tiger Woods, because I know the Tiger Woods series is kind of like
Tiger Woods, 18 holes of golf.
18 holes.
Oh, that's classic shit, John.
Dude. Yeah,
nice.
good.
Pete, I gotta ask you here. How many fucking Vita games did you buy? How many?
I know, he's going through the whole list. Shit.
Yeah.
Well, I planned it out for months ahead of time. I
course you
planned
did.
it out so I had enough money so I can get the games I wanted.
Of course.
And I bought 5, but keep in mind,
that's
not
not
all
bad.
the Vita games are $40, $50. Like
Right.
Wipeout and Hot Shots for $30 on Amazon.com.
That's good.
And next week, Target is having a buy two get one free sale on
fuck.
Vita titles. So
Hey, Pete, how's the back touchscreen thing? How's that?
yeah, here's another problem I have with it. At least with the games where I've tried using it. Games that use the back touchscreen fully, like not just as like a single swipe, but you can use your finger on the back of it the whole time. Like Dungeon Hunter, for example, the Vita is so goddamn large. I don't know if it's just the way I'm holding it, but unless Dungeon Hunter just sucks with the back touchscreen, but it's a bit hard to reach my finger, like keep it on the back touchscreen and reach it over to continuously go across, if you know what I mean. Like, let's say I'm using my left hand and I have to extend my finger to the right of the back touch panel. It's not the easiest thing to do. But it works. It's very smooth. It's not awkward at all. They have grips on the back of the Vita, which I'm assuming are where my fingers are supposed to fall when I'm not using the back touchscreen, which is not the case. My fingers are always resting on the touchscreen, which is not ideal for some games. I also downloaded a game called Escape Plan, downloadable title, $14.99. It's got a great little art style to it. It's a puzzle game where you go from screen to screen with these two little animated, I guess I just call them little guys. There's a really big fat one and a little small guy. And you use the touchscreen exclusively to solve puzzles and move them from point A to point B without getting them killed. It's actually getting very challenging. It's a very, very, you'd have to watch a video, but it's a really cool little downloadable game. Really enjoying it. Excellent graphics. It kind of takes on an old school black and white film look to it. And of course, Uncharted, Golden Abyss. I saved that for last.
Good. I want to hear about that.
Yeah. Well, let me just say this. This game looks simply amazing. It looks better. The first area in the game, granted, I've just gotten to the second location in this game, but the first area, holy God, I just could not get over how beautiful this game was. And I avoided like trailers and all that stuff. I only watched like the first video of gameplay that they released for this. And God, it looks better than Drake's Fortune on the PS3, the first Uncharted game. And dare I even say it looks like it's unbelievable. It is on par with the Uncharted series on PS3 visually. At least the first area.
No, Naughty Dog didn't have anything to do with this game though, right?
No. Let me see, get the developer here. Forget their name offhand. Bend Studio? Never heard of them. But they did a pretty good job so far. The only thing is the frame rate can take a hit at times, and the touchscreen stuff is just stupid. I'm sorry, but it's unneeded, unnecessary from what I've played so far. They have really stupid like mini games peppered throughout where it's like, oh, there's some bamboo in the way. Swipe on the touchscreen in 3 different directions to clear it. Or pick up an artifact and spend 45 seconds clearing off the rust. I mean, I'm hoping it's going to get a little better later on with the puzzles, but so far there's a lot of crap in here that I don't really like. One feature that works really good, though, is, and I wasn't sure how I was going to like this when I saw the initial videos, but you can paint ledges when you climb. So it's like you can drag your finger across the screen on the ledges that you can climb, and Drake will automatically climb them. And it works really good. The only thing is I don't like it because once you paint the pathway, it's like you're sitting there watching the game play itself. I kind of prefer the input of the X button and jumping around. But gunplay-wise, the game feels off. I don't know if I'm just not used to the joysticks on the Vita yet, but aiming the gun, it just doesn't feel right. There is an auto-aim help option, which essentially will help center your crosshairs on an enemy when you pop out of cover. Initially, it's not as easy as it's not as hand-holding as it seems, but it works pretty good. Other than that, I mean, I'm pretty impressed with it so far. I've heard that the story isn't as impressive as the PS3 versions, but if the game's visuals and just production value, voice acting is all there. The only thing that it's lacking over the PS3 versions is just the lip syncing for the characters, and that's about it.
So, Pete, $1 million question here. If I had a choice to get a Vita or an iPad, and I could only get one, which one would you recommend?
Well, I can't. That's 2 totally separate things. It depends if you want if you want a PS3 in your hands, then get the Vita, and if you want some a huge library of inexpensive games with some gems in there, get the iPad. I don't know, but the iPad is so expensive.
It's like twice as much, isn't it?
I would probably just go with the Vita. As a gamer, I'd go with the Vita.
Cool. Nice review.
So if I had to pick, I haven't played Little Deviants yet either, or Super Stardust, but if you're buying a Vita, the 3 games I'd recommend the most are Luminous, Uncharted, and Wipeout.
How many games did it launch with?
Like 22 games.
Are you serious? Wow, it's a hell of a launch.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's officially launching on the 22nd. So right now there's like maybe 10 or 12 out or something like that. But when it comes out, there's going to be like 22 games. And there's a lot of decent games on it.
So, Pete, why do you think it's not selling very well in Japan?
Well, they don't have a Monster Hunter game on there yet. That's probably it. They have to come out with that one blockbuster title for everybody to jump on board. I think the biggest selling title is like Hot Shots Golf. So I guess they don't have the software out there yet for it. And I guess they're all just content with their PSPs as of right now.
Do you think that Sony can give Nintendo a run for its money with the handheld market, or do you think it's just totally different markets for gamers? Like, shouldn't even be compared.
They're not going to be able to compete with Nintendo when it comes to the DS, but I have to say that based on what I've played so far with the Vita, it's totally worth it. I think people that are buying this thing as a gamer and, not as like a multimedia device, despite having all those different applications in there, you won't be disappointed. It's really that impressive. I'm having more fun with this than I did with the 3DS when I first had that. And already, like, just the handful of games I have right here for the Vita, just the handful I have here alone is better than almost all of my 3DS library, except for a couple of titles in there.
Hey, Alpha, what's your thoughts on the Vita? Are you looking forward to getting one, or?
I am, definitely.
Yeah.
The major thing right now is I think too many people are quick to want to dismiss something because it doesn't sell 80 trillion units within a first week, because the 3DS was struggling at first, just like the Nintendo DS right before it. And, both of them were like, whenever they start struggling, everybody immediately wants to say, well, it looks like they're floundering and they're going to fail. And it's just like, you have to give something a little bit of time to build momentum. And now the 3DS is selling very well and the games are selling pretty good. And the Vita, I think this time around, Sony learned from their past mistakes with the first PSP. Because, they did mess up in a bunch of areas. But, I'm looking forward to this a lot more than I was the original PSP. And especially with some of the RPGs that they have announced for it coming up in the future.
Well, what RPGs are coming out for it in the future? Like, I really haven't been following the Vita. I looked at it and I thought, well, I got a PSP and I haven't played that as much as I should. I always felt pretty guilty about that, so I wasn't going to jump on the Vita yet. But
Persona 4, the fucking golden.
I did see that.
That's one of the ones that I was pretty excited about, even though I already have it for PS2. But I'm an Atlas fanboy.
Yeah, so am I. I love Atlas too. God. Yeah.
Isn't Nino Kuni? I think that's how you pronounce it. Isn't that coming out?
Did you hear the news on that? Is they pushed it back to winter time.
They can take as long as they need, whatever, as long as I get that.
But isn't that's ridiculous? That really sucks for I imported it, so I get to taste the game, and I'm telling you, I'm bummed to hear it's been pushed back to winter for everybody. It sucks. It's an excellent game. It's beautiful. It's absolutely cool. Yeah. So.
I'd say that's probably my second most anticipated game this year, after The Last Guardian, if that comes out this year.
Yeah. So so that's pushed back. So there's a lot of cool games coming up, though. I guess Mass Effect 3 is next. What else is coming out soon?
Oh, for any consoles?
Yeah.
It's coming out soon? Oh, God.
Mario Party 9. What, motherfucker? Yeah.
No online mode, no
I
thing.
still haven't played a Mario Party, Jason. You got to introduce that to me.
You know what's going to happen? You're going to come over here. We'll live stream it or some shit.
Okay, let's do it.
And we're going to do it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Love a little Mario Party.
Boom.
Sounds fun.
They're great games. They really are, you guys.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, wait, Johnny, did you ever play that Asora's Wrath game?
Oh, didn't we talk about that? Isn't that the one by Capcom?
Yeah, that QuickTime button sequence.
That got really
comes out
good. That got great reviews in Japan, and me and you didn't like the demo, remember? Because it was all like QuickTime events, right?
Yeah, that's all the thing freaking was.
Yeah, but it did so well in Famitsu. Like, I gotta try to bring up the score. It got like a 38 out of 40 or something.
Oh, wow.
Some crazy number. That's why I was like, maybe me and you missed it. But I'll go check out on the scores on that. I'll come back in a bit with that.
Hey, Pete, I've almost forgot to ask you about back to the Vita. How's the battery life on that thing?
Well, I've had it connected online. It doesn't seem that good of a battery life, though. I have the brightness on maximum because I'm just a brightness, freak. I love having my handhelds like bright as they can be. I tend to just keep it plugged in when I play it. But when I do disconnect it from the power supply, the battery life paired with, screen brightness all the way up and having Wi-Fi on, it doesn't seem that good, sadly.
Have you messed with the augmented reality aspect of it all, or is that even
Not too much. Some games have that functionality.
Yeah.
When I do get around to playing little deviants, that will take full advantage of all the features of the Vita. But I've heard the game is not that good, but I'll find out.
And doesn't Sony now have like a Street Pass kind of deal too?
Yeah, it's called Nier,
Yeah.
and I did give that a try. It's pretty neat. Essentially, it tells you it's a lot better than Street Pass in that you don't have to walk past people. So, you know, the gamers that never leave their house, you're in luck because Nier, you just can sit on your ass and it'll tell you like miles and miles around you, people that have a Vita that are by you, and it tells you what games they've played, what they've like rated the games, I think too, and you can send them a friend request. You can message them. It's pretty awesome. You know, there's like 6 people around me that are playing a Vita. So it's a cool feature. There's other stuff to it too, but I haven't delved into it too much. Supposedly you can like send gifts to other players. It's pretty cool.
Cool.
No, it's actually true. Azura's Wrath, 10, 10, 9, 9, 38 out of 40. Can you believe that?
Dude,
Wow.
that's
Wow.
ridiculous.
That's good.
No.
Wow.
Did we miss something?
Well, we
Like-
missed that. Famitsu is generally pretty, American gamers can't trust them too much, you know, because they tend to side with those heavily Japanese influenced games, if you know what I mean.
I definitely understand that, but that's like I can understand giving them like a 30, maybe being generous, but man, maybe I get a
Brent,
play.
Didn't they give Final Fantasy X-2 a perfect score too?
Oh, get it?
I'm pretty sure they did. That's what I heard was that Famitsu gave Final Fantasy X-2 just perfect down the line, and I was just like, wow.
Yeah. Are you getting? What are you guys thinking about 13.2? Like Pete, like have you been playing more of it? Like Alpha, you played it? I know you were upset about the ending. So you have to download the ending. I know that, but
I mean, me personally,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to be playing it because I personally wasn't a very huge fan of the original.
yeah.
I don't know. I found it disappointing. I know that some people will be like, "How dare you say that?" But it's just my personal preference. I didn't like it a whole lot, so I don't know.
No, neither did I. So like honestly, yeah.
I did play more of it. I haven't been playing it recently because I've had another game that's been taking up my time, but I'm like 21 hours into it. I think I'm nearing the end. I'm on the end of chapter 4 or the beginning of chapter 5, I forget. And there's only 6 chapters. This game is not as good as Final Fantasy 13, in my opinion. It lacks the story. It lacks the characters. I have no interest in the story in this game. And it's starting to pick up a little bit, but I'm just not a fan of it at all. Combat-wise and like location-wise, graphic-wise, environment-wise, just getting rid of the whole linearity. Like they've really improved on some stuff, but they've taken some huge step backs in the process. Like Johnny, like I told you the other episode, don't get this. You won't like it.
Yeah, I'm waiting for 15, which is so shitty, man. Like I really want to enjoy the game. I didn't like 13, and but I played of 13.2. It just wasn't my taste, right? Like a lot of people are talking about it in the chat, saying some people are saying it's like their 3rd favorite Final Fantasy game in the chat here, and I believe these people, for sure. It just wasn't for me. So unfortunately.
I've just never truly been a big fan of time travel mechanics in RPGs besides Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
And that was about it. Like even Radiant Historia does it really well, but it gets overly like convoluted and complex, and it's just I've never been a big fan of time travel.
Yeah. Well, I think it's probably all the way they pull it off, right? For sure. So
Well, then again, I don't give a shit about the story. So I don't, it's a great game gameplay wise, but to me, it's lacking what 13 had in the character and story department.
Cool. Let's hear your GameStopper story, Jason.
Oh yeah.
Well, you guys want to hear that now?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, I am back with a GameStopper story. So, so what? This was last week. Pete sent me a message, amongst many others, saying that the 3DS had gone on sale. The 3DS has gone on sale, and they said that it was it was like $150, right? It was $20 off, and of course, it had come down in price anyway. And so I was thinking, oh well, I've been putting it off for a while. Maybe it's time that I go in, and maybe I go in there and pull the trigger and get a 3DS. So I looked it up online, I went to GameStop's website. Sure enough, there it says on there it's $20 off, so $150. So I said, all right. I looked and it said, pick up from your local store. So I looked up at the sky and I said to myself, this really isn't a good idea, but I'm going to go do that anyway. It said it was in stock. They had it. So I head out in the morning. I'm heading on my way to work. And I stop in a GameStop before I go to work. And I walk in there. And here he comes. He must have dickhead written on his forehead because they just love fucking with me. I'm telling you, these guys. They just love doing it to old Jay Hine. I walk up in there, and he's like, welcome to the game shop. No, he didn't say that. We call it a butt fucking. No. So I walk up in there, and he's like, hey, how you doing? Can I help you with something? I'm like, you sure can, buddy. I would like to get a 3DS because I hear that they are now on sale. And he's like, well, they did drop in price, quite some time ago. And I'm like, yep, I know that they did. But now they're $150 today, right? And he looking at me and he goes, well, they're $169 or $170, whatever he said, the normal price. And I'm like, no, they're really on sale. And he goes, I haven't heard of that. I don't think that they are. No, I don't think we could honor that. Did you see that on Amazon? And I go, dude, it's on your website. And he's like, no, they and I go, okay. I go, I'm right now I'm freaking out because I go, yes, I have a GameStopper story. Yes. I pull out my phone and I fucking go to GameStop.com and I go to the 3DS. And I turn that shit around and I put it in his face and he looks at it and he goes, well, corporate hasn't told us about this. So, I mean, we don't even have it in our system. We can't even ring that up. We can't do it at that price.
Doesn't make any sense.
And I'm like, well, go figure. You don't know what in the fuck you're talking about, do you, buddy? You never do. So I just threw my hands up and said, this is great. I said, thank you for your time today. You've been a great help. And I just walked out the door.
Great help.
And I got back in my car and I'm laughing because I'm like, this is great. I've been on a hiatus from GameStop. I'm thinking I'm going to go in, I'm going to get my 3DS, I'm going to walk out the door, I'm going to go play. No. It's time for a story. So it was great. I right there from my phone as I sat in front of GameStop in the parking lot, I ordered my 3DS and I got Mario Kart 7 with it.
Jason, no.
What?
You have it already?
No, I'm waiting for it. It should be. I thought it would be here today, but it should be here any day.
That's awesome.
So I ordered one, you guys.
Nice.
I got Mario Kart 7.
Nice.
When it comes in, we are going to play online. I can't wait, you guys. Thanks so much. And all I felt like doing was walking right back up in there and just stop. That's all I felt like doing.
Jason, if I were you, I would have just walked in there and be like, oh yeah, and then just drop a deuce in the middle of the store.
Just
like,
you know what? I'm telling you, Alpha, I should have walked up in there and be like, that whole speech you just told me about, corporate hasn't talked. Just drop trowel. Boom. Right there. Just drop deuce right on him. And it's the whole time. Just Stop. So anyway, you guys, that's my GameStopper story. But in the end of it all, it's another just shenanigan bullshit thing going on there.
Well,
they don't know what's going on.
The left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing. They have no idea what the fuck's going on.
It's so true. And so, but the moral of the story and the great thing here is that you guys, I finally got a 3DS. I'm really excited. Cool. We're really excited about it. So.
Did you get the
The
teal
only
or the black,
problem
or
is
what color did you get?
nobody plays Mario Kart 7 online anymore.
Bullshit.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my, that is BS. So, I got the black one. Black
Black one.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah. So good stuff, you guys. That's it.
Nice.
So all of you guys out there that bet that Jason would watch Lord of the Rings before he bought a 3DS, you just lost that bet.
Mm-hmm. And actually, you guys, and I've been thinking about this. It's like Jason Heine's story time. I've been thinking about this, you guys. I want to get on the same level with you guys. Okay. I have an announcement.
What?
I have. It's up. Here it is.
He opened the DVD case.
Here is an update with Lord of the Rings with Jason Heine. I have an update. Look, you guys have all seen it, and I haven't seen it, and I feel really left out. Well, you know what it took? It took me having to buy the 3DS. I bought it, and I said, you know what? I feel like I'm part of the group again. I feel like I'm wanted. I feel like I'm needed. And so I said to myself, I'm going to have to watch Lord of the fucking Rings.
Nice.
So you know what? I came home after work that day and I sat down and I got it up right now. I got my calendar out. And I've said it before. I said, I'll stream it. I will have a video. I'll have a webcam looking at me watching Lord of the Rings. And we are going, you guys, I am announcing a date.
Drum roll.
And it is going to be the watch along of Lord of the Rings with Jason Heine. I want everyone to get out their iPhones and iPads and iShits and do everything, and let's put it in our calendars, people. All right? So here we go. February 26th. It is a...
Let me write this down on the calendar.
Yeah, please do.
What year, though? Is it like 2020?
2015. Okay? 2015. No. I'm serious, though. This is true. I'm being completely serious here. February 26th. Okay, it's a Sunday. That's the only day off I have these weeks. That's all I get. I'm spending my fucking day off watching this 5-hour movie, you guys. Okay,
Are you going to watch the first one, or are you going to watch all?
No, just the first one. Okay, just
We
the
got
first
to
one.
bug you for another year to watch the second one.
Yeah.
No, he'll want to watch the
He'll
second
be
one.
booked after this. He'll be.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the 26th. It's a Sunday. We're gonna watch it, and I'm thinking 6:00 p.m. Which that would be. See, we have different time zones.
8 o'clock Eastern.
Okay, so it'll be 8:00 Eastern, you guys. All right. And I'm going to tell you where we're going to watch it. We're going to watch it on my Twitch TV page. Everyone, hope everyone's writing this down. Make sure to follow me there too. It's
Hold on, the people that want to watch along though, which version do you have? You have the extended.
It's the
edition.
extended. Yeah, it's a DVD version. The extended one.
He would give me the extended one, asshole.
It won't be the first time.
All right, so what I'm going to do, you guys, is I'll take a picture of it, of the DVD, and I'll put it on my Facebook page so that everyone can see what it is. But okay, so twitch.tv/the EMU review. That's where we will watch it, and basically I'll just set up a camera looking at me.
Just to clarify, Jason is not streaming the movie on Twitch because you can't do that.
No, yeah.
He's streaming his face on Twitch so you can watch him watch Lord of the Rings while you watch Lord of the Rings while he watches it.
Yes, we are all watching it at the same time.
Can I come over?
He's going to be like,
Yeah, if you want to,
"3, 2,
yeah,
1,
dude, you want to
press
come
play."
over? Sure,
over, I'll watch it
sure,
with
fuck
you.
yeah, let's have a party. Let's do it.
I'll throw some back.
You have to understand. This has been something that's been going on for so long. I've lost track. Maybe about a year.
Episode
We've been
40, I
watching
think, is when we started talking about this. Since episode 82.
It's been over a year, I guess. I have no idea.
Over a year would be because he's never seen Lord of the Rings, and he keeps saying, "Yeah, I'll watch it." And everybody's been going insane. I've been the biggest person going insane. People are sick and tired of hearing that he hasn't watched it. So for him to announce this is like I'm shocked.
Dude, this is going to be like a fucking nerdy holiday now that you're watching this.
Oh my god,
Seriously?
it's an actual day. It's fucking Lord of the Rings day with Jason. Jeez.
Oh, I'll be wearing my
So,
Frodo costume. for
Alpha,
that one.
you've seen it, right? You've seen the movies.
I've seen all three of them.
What are your thoughts about them? Honest opinions.
I mean, I like them. I'm not like a ridiculous fan, like obsessed with them and everything, but I do think that they're really, really good. I haven't watched like those extended cut ones that are like insane amounts of hours of sitting down and watching them because I'd have to take like 1,000 piss breaks, and I just don't have the attention span to sit there for that long.
Sure.
But yeah, they definitely do fucking add.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jason, the question is like, what snacks are you gonna have for this?
Oh man, I'm going all out.
Poutine.
I may fly in a few Canadians to make it for me. I don't know. I don't know what I'll do, Johnny. I don't know. I'm gonna have chips. I'm gonna have freaking. We'll get some energy drinks.
I'll bring over the Peeps, dude. I saw those are in season right now.
Yeah,
I know you hate those.
You
but
can
I
eat
fucking
those,
love
buddy.
them.
I'll watch you eat them. But
Yeah,
yeah,
chocolate covered Peeps, man.
Peeps.
That shit was good.
man, I'm telling you, in this kitchen right next door here, I got so much good stuff in there. Just yeah, we're gonna do it up right. Do it up right. We're gonna have our snacks and drinks and.
I'm in. I just can't wait to see. Yeah, this is gonna be fun.
Valo in chat said, "Bring over some emberry. You guys should like eat some
Oh,
strawberries." and
emberry.
shit."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, I haven't had it. We were going to do that in Seattle, but I never did.
Yeah.
So yeah, hell
Cool.
yeah. So, okay, you guys, so that's it.
Wow.
Well, I'll just briefly mention it up until we do it, but that's it.
I wonder what poutine would taste with an emberry. Like, what would it taste like?
Very sweet.
Very sweet poutine.
Sweet gravy or something? Yeah. Bizarre.
It would be. Alpha, do you know what emberry is?
Honestly, not a clue.
Okay, I figured, yeah, it's not many people know what it is, but it's this thing you put in your tongue. Like, it dissolves in your tongue, and it makes everything you eat, like, for, like, next 20 minutes after that, taste, like, completely sweet. Like, man, it's weird. So, like, you can suck on a lemon, and it tastes like lemonade.
It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. And you'll have the best strawberries. It really works really well with fruit, but you can do, like, anything, like coffee, and, you know, you can eat, like, sour cream tastes like whipped cream.
Damn.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, good stuff. Good stuff.
Fuck,
Right, Jason, that's awesome.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, you know what? I thought we're doing live stream. You know, we're doing a exciting episode. I'm gonna just announce it. I'm gonna announce it. It was after I bought the 3DS. It just hit me. You guys want to watch it together? Fine, we'll watch it together. We'll hold. You know, if you were here, we'd hold hands.
Well, I'll be here because, I mean, we can hold hands. Jason?
Well, you and me, we're drop trow. You know how we do.
You're not going to be dropping a deuce, though, I hope, together.
No, not together. We just drop trow in GameStop. Drop the deuce.
Right on.
So,
Hey, Jason, I have a question for you. Sorry,
Sure.
I didn't mean to cut you off, Tony. But can people call in, ask questions? Do you have that set up? And how can they do that?
Yeah, I sure do. And I know we were going to get to that eventually here. Basically, yeah, we would love to take some of your calls. What we would like to do, and we were talking about this earlier, since this episode is in the Vita was just recently released, maybe we can have some opinions on the Vita from you guys. If you've purchased it, if you like it, if you don't like it, and if you don't like it, why? We're kind of interested. I know Pete's interested as well. So if you guys want to call in, how we want to do it is how we've done it before. Basically, add us on Skype, and our Skype name is AllGenGamers Podcast, all one word on Skype, and send in a text chat to me here of what you want to ask, what
Do
question
not call Jason.
Yes,
Text
please,
first.
please don't, because it just bottlenecks everything, and that's a quick way just to block in and be done with it. And you know, I love you. I'll hold your hand, and we'll watch Lord of the Rings, but just please don't
And
call.
drop trowel.
And drop trowel. Okay, stop.
Can't forget that.
So just send a text chat of what question you want, and then I'll go through it, and I'll if we can fit a lot of you in. I know that we get this a lot of people here, but we'll try to get you on. So that's how we like to do it, and I'll bring you on, and we'll go from there. So
topic is Vita.
yeah, Vita,
Okay.
Vita.
And maybe later in the episode, if Johnny's up for it, maybe we can have some Love Doctor. I don't know if he feels like.
I think somebody said that they actually sent in a question, so like a live one. So
Live question.
Yeah.
There you
I
go,
don't know.
Love
I
Talk.
don't know if that's in your backlog there, Jason, or not. But if not, I can go and grab one.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Fuck you.
Oh, so hey, Johnny, I finished Ready Player One this week.
So you know, John. So did I.
Awesome. And I'm almost depressed that it's done. I'm really sad that it's over.
I'm bummed it's finished, and yeah, let's just say that you did a really nice write up on your site about it, and me
Thank
and
you.
Rob are going to do. Actually, we're going to plan to do an episode on it really, really soon. Just because we're so moved by it, it's just so fantastic. It was like it was written for us.
Mm-hmm.
And, so you listened to it, eh, John, as well?
I listened to it. Yeah, did you listen to it, Will Wheaton?
Yeah.
Will Wheaton.
all 16 hours of it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was a funny story. I'm in the airport, and I'm like at a really crucial part of that. I don't want to spoil, but I'm a really crucial part of the story, and I almost got like kind of emotional listening to this thing.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like
Jason
all
busting
like
out
I'm
crying.
smiling, I'm like giggling, and people are looking at me like, "What the fuck is this guy doing?" You know, but it's like I was like so engrossed into the whole story, and it really, I mean, they're gonna make a movie, or they sold the rights to a movie, but it's gonna be really hard to top this movie into the book because there's some things I don't know how they're gonna get away with it, copyright reasons.
I actually have the answers to that, but I'll
What's that?
save that for like a future thing, like because we're gonna do a review on it, and I actually know a lot about how they're gonna make the movie and stuff. So
Oh, cool.
I'll wait for that. But yeah, but John, you're right. What an emotional roller coaster, eh?
Mhm.
Like, wow, right to the end. Right to the end. It's just unbelievable. It's made for people. It's funny. Here's a great example. Like me and Kim have a bit of an age difference, and so I grew up in the 80s. She did not. She grew up in the late 80s, so there's a lot of references to the 80s. She didn't get a lot of them, but she still really enjoyed the story. because the core story is fantastic. So you don't have to know every 80s reference. But John, how many did you know? I knew about 95%.
Yeah, about the same. About 95% of them. Yeah. Definitely.
But Rob was just so moved by it. I've been so moved by it. Like, what a great fucking story. There's not too often that I would sit and listen to an audiobook for 16 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
Crow from the Retro Roadshow said he listened to it in one sitting.
Yeah. Oh, you're kidding me?
That's gangster right there.
Crow.
One sitting. I'm not surprised, man. I could have done if I had the time. I'd do that for sure because I would listen to it in my car, and then when I was at home, I'd listen to it. You know, but it's a really fantastic story. Ready Player One, guys, definitely check it out. And thank you to Metal Jesus Rocks for shouting that game out to us too, because I probably would never known otherwise. So. And
Rob as well. The audiobook's like $26 off iTunes for somebody asked in the chat. And I'm telling you, it's completely worth it. Like, of all books that, either buy the book or get the audiobook, which is read by Will Wheaton, it's an amazing story. I can't wait till they make it into a movie. And it will be made into a movie. I know they're shopping around for a director right now. And the guy who wrote it, he's writing the script of the actual story. And, yeah, that's about all I'll get into right now, but very
awesome.
Cool.
Limit Break in chat says if he didn't grow up in the 80s, would he enjoy it?
Yeah, that's what I was just trying to say. Absolutely. Well, the story is for all of us as being video gamers, hardcore, or even not hardcore gamers. As I say, Kim's becoming a hardcore video gamer, but she understood all the cool aspects of the story, and I will not give one spoiler. Nothing. And that's why I stayed away from reading anybody's reviews of it or anything until I finished all 16 hours of it. I was so scared that somebody would ruin it.
It's a good sci-fi story. Just if you like sci-fi in general, you'll definitely enjoy this. And I don't think you necessarily even have to be a gamer to enjoy it. I think just the story really works out. There are certain aspects of the story that really surprised me. The direction that I went with, and kind of unexpected twists and turns, and it was just fantastic. So. Definitely. Well, I look forward to seeing your review over that, Johnny.
Yeah, me and Rob, I think we're going to have a heyday. We're gonna talk about it. Me and him are going to do this Saturday. Nice. We got a few things we're going to do, but we're going to gush like fanboys. No pun intended, because that's what Ernest Klein also wrote.
Right, fanboys, yeah.
Yeah, and all that. So we're going to have a pretty good time with that. And who knows? Maybe if we can, if it goes well, we can try to talk to Ernest Klein and try to get him on the podcast in the future. But. That's something that we would like to look forward to, but we can't say if that'll happen or not. But we're going to try to look into it. That's for sure. So
yeah,
that'd be unbelievable. Rob would pass out, even more than I would pass out. Because he actually wrote. I don't know if anybody out there. He actually wrote a sequel to Buckaroo Banzai, one of my favorite old '80s movies that everybody hates. But I love, and he loves it too. So. I'll definitely, if I get in touch with the guy, I'll say, hey, I love Buckaroo Banzai too. Maybe I can get some common ground with him do that. So
right on.
We'll see how it goes.
We'll see. Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah, awesome. Somebody else said get Will Wheaton on the show. I think maybe, who knows? That guy's very busy. He's, we'll get Will Wheaton. I don't know.
He may come on the show and then just he'll leave and then Wheaton us.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you never know.
I wouldn't even know how to get a hold of Will Wheaton, to be honest with you. Like, what's the best way to get a hold of him?
He's a very hard guy to get in touch with. For sure. So he's a pretty cool guy, though. Like, I don't think he'd have a problem, but I don't think he really, the only thing is getting in touch with him the right way. Mm-hmm. John, you're on it. That's you're in charge of getting Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton, yeah. Wish me luck.
Yeah, we'll get Wheaton or something. We'll Wheaton this, type of thing. But
well, hey, when there's a will, there's a way.
Oh,
so we'll get him on.
When there's a whale, there's a way.
We'll try. So. Cool. Anybody phone in, Jason?
Yeah, we got a few people here. I just want to say also, just some people missed it, but if you want to ask us a question live on the air, feel free to please just add us on Skype. Our Skype name is AllGenGamers Podcast, all one word, and send a text chat to me on the question that you would like to ask first, and I'll go through them. And if it fits, then we will get you on the show. Okay. So we're going to start out. We've got Mikey here. Mike, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. How about you guys?
Doing awesome.
What's up,
awesome.
Mike?
Thanks for being here.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Before I wanted to ask my question, I wanted to say thanks to Johnny for the Love Talk answer.
Oh, did I give you a
good
was
answer.
it for you or something?
Yeah, you did it I think 2 episodes ago.
Oh, what was the question? It'll all come back to me.
Just about being shy and stuff in general.
Yeah. No. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I do remember that. I always think that nobody actually takes my love talk questions seriously. I think everybody thinks they're a joke, type of thing. But I always try to answer it with honesty. So that's cool, man.
Any update? How'd it go? I mean, have you used the advice or just
Oh
curious?
yeah, definitely.
Cool.
So the advice was to beat women right into submission. So they
exactly. Put her in a headlock.
Put her in a headlock.
Fuck.
Nice.
All right. So what's your question, buddy?
What is your favorite genre of music to play while gaming, or is there a particular song you like to listen to while you game? And we all know Jason likes orchestral music, such as music found in the Lord of the Rings.
You know I do, man. Even more so now that I put a fucking date to it. Yeah.
And John likes Who Let the Dogs Out.
Dog pound.
Woof, woof.
Woof, woof.
There you go.
What music do you like, John?
While playing games or just in general? Because I'll be honest with you, I don't really listen to music while playing games. Is that bad? I don't know.
No, it's. I mean,
okay.
yeah.
I don't know
that's
if that's
weird.
a wrong answer.
No.
Is that weird? I mean, but yeah, I don't.
How dare you say something like that?
Yeah, I'll honestly, I listen to podcasts when I play games more than audio, like music and stuff. So, so yeah, that's my answer. But typically, kind of music I usually listen to outside of gaming, I like alternative a lot. My favorite band probably of all time is probably the Beatles, like old school Beatles. But I'm just I like a little bit of everything. I'm not a huge country fan. So I don't know.
That's what I was going to say. I listen to you instead of. I was going to say I love country music while I'm gaming.
Yeah.
Alpha, what do you listen to?
Metal. All
I
things.
knew it, but I had to hear you say it.
Yeah, it's. I mean, the only time I really will jam to any kind of music while gaming is if it's something like a racing game or a fighting game. Or something, unless it's Guilty Gear, I'll listen to the Guilty Gear music within Guilty Gear or Blaze Blue because it's the same exact dude doing the music. But that's usually when I'll want to have something cranked up really loud because otherwise I want to hear what the characters are saying and hear the music in the games and all the other good stuff.
Yeah. What are your favorite bands, though?
I mean, I'm on a big thrash metal kick right now. I'm listening to a lot of stuff from the 80s, and there's a big thrash revival right now going on, which is pretty cool. But
Yeah.
I've been listening to Toxic Holocaust, Gamma Bomb, old Anthrax, and some of the newer stuff.
I love Anthrax. Yeah, I used to love those guys. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, dude, they're really good. Their newest album is also probably one of the best ones they put out in well over a decade, in my opinion.
Well, they're still. I didn't know they were still going.
Yeah, they're check it out. It's oh gosh, now I'm having a complete brain fart now. Of what their newest album name is, and I have it. That's the bad part. But I mean, if you pull up Anthrax, it should come up. But I mean, listen to that. There's just a ton of stuff that I'm listening to at the moment. But yeah, thrash and death, pretty much all the way.
Yeah, I was just remember Anthrax. I'm the man. That was fucking awesome. Back in the 80s, holy shit, that was very cool.
I like when they showed up on Married with Children.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, there's an episode. Bud and Kelly both win tickets for Anthrax to come play at their house, and they get snowed in, and Anthrax is stuck there with them, and they have this big party, and it's honestly really, really funny. Even
That's
if you
awesome.
don't know who the band is, the episode's pretty awesome.
Right on.
Nice.
I love that show. I don't remember that specific episode, but that's cool.
That's a classic show. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right on.
but yeah,
Pete?
it's got to be country music.
Pete, what about you?
I don't know. Lately, I don't really listen to music when I play games anymore because a lot of the games I've been playing have had excellent music in their own right. One time, though, that really stood out to me when I was listening to music when playing a game was when I played Final Fantasy XI because I played so damn much of that game that I just got sick of hearing the battle music when I'd grind for 10 hours a day, that I would mute the music in the game, and then at the time I was listening to a lot of Dream Theater. I was listening to every one of their albums, so now whenever I listen to Dream Theater again, all I picture in my head is Final Fantasy XI. It's pretty bad. Have you guys ever had that happen to you where you've listened to a certain song or band so much for one particular thing in your life that anytime you hear it now, you think of that one event?
I have.
Totally.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lately, though, I don't listen to as much music as I used to anymore, to be quite honest. Like John said, if I'm going to be doing something where I want to listen to something, I'll typically listen to a podcast. So I've kind of fallen out of discovering and listening to a lot of music.
You need to listen to more love music.
I was just gonna say what mine is, and you're onto something there. I love listening to '90s slow jams when I play my shooters. Believe it or not, I really do. It's something crazy, like, because I love slow jams. I'm like a hopeless romantic. I've always been. I just love it. But when I'm fucking running around fragging people, shooting, going crazy, something about that, man. It's just
Something about Boys to Men and getting a kill streak that just makes my day all
dude, you know it. It's so true. My God, I love it. I can't get enough of it.
That's fucking funny.
It's funny.
Yeah, good stuff. Or just like house music. I listen to some house. That's about it. Sorry, Pete, I didn't mean to cut you off. But Johnny said slow jam. So, you know.
Keith Sweat.
Yeah, hell yeah. Keith Sweat. Good stuff.
Awesome. Thanks.
Well, yeah, thanks for the question.
Yeah,
Good
great
question there, yeah.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
We have the next caller?
Do we have another caller?
Well, let's see.
Ring, 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 banana fan.
Do. Um,
And if any of you have questions for Alpha, because I'm watching the chat. I know Alpha.
Yeah, I know. Sure.
He unfortunately can't view the chat right now, but I'll
There's
speak.
probably like nobody
for his
who
fan.
knows me though. They're like,
No,
oh,
the chat room is blown up with people that watch.
Hello.
So.
yeah, we got Ben, we got Broland 1.
Ben, what's up, brother?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Doing
Good,
doing good. So I read on here you have some sort of love talk question. I don't know, Johnny was
What? I'm ready. I'm ready.
interested in some of that, so I figured, what the hell, bring him on. What's going on?
Here, give me a second. Let me just turn down my stream here because it's exactly.
Let me take off my pants. Perfect
Yeah,
time.
turn down your slow jams.
Yeah, mine are already off.
How many babies you make off that Keith Sweat?
Doing the dance off, pants off here. How's everyone doing?
Good.
Good.
Great.
Yourself?
Oh, very good, very good. Just enjoying the podcast, enjoying the chat. Big shout out to my friend Vito, who's also listening right now, the orgiest.
Oh, God,
dude,
Vito,
that's
you
brilliant.
fucking crazy
Yeah,
madman.
very good guy.
Yeah.
Get his ass on after me, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
for
you
sure.
like. Okay, so I did have a question, and actually it's a live love talk question, if you're game for it, Johnny.
Yeah, no problem. Aren't you married? Is this
If
like
she,
an
had, if
adultery
she had her
question?
way, I would be, but we're not yet. So
I love it. Aren't you married?
people assume that, yeah. No, I do have a live love talk question. Actually, it's kind of a
Sure.
serious one. You ready?
No, then don't worry. I'm always serious, anyways.
Okay. So here's my situation. I'm currently in a long-term relationship with a girl, lovely lady named Katie, 5 years running, but she is not a gamer. She hates video games. She thinks they're pointless. She thinks they're for basement-dwelling virginal nerds, and she can't stand them. So my question to you, obviously you've dated many women. You're a man of the world, if you
100,
will.
100
I don't know
plus.
if that's a good thing, but
Oh? I'm not saying you're a slut. It just means you have experience.
100
I
plus.
respect that.
He's a man whore.
I love it.
Exactly. So my question to you, what tips would you have, or what games would be good icebreakers to get a girl who's not into gaming more warm to the idea of getting into gaming?
You know, it's really funny because one of my good friends, I'm going to call him Andrew. I know a lot of you guys met him when you're down at PAX. He's just started going out with a girl, and she hates violence. She hates violence in video games. So he's playing Castlevania on the PS3, and she'll walk in the room and go, "Oh, okay," and then she'll go into the other room and start cooking, or that's what she was doing. He plays video games. She starts baking cookies.
That's what women do all the time, right, Johnny? They
No,
just cook.
I'm not being stereotypical, but this is what the scenario he gave me. He's like, "Yeah, she's cooking in the kitchen. She comes in, sees what I'm doing. He's like, fuck this. I'm not interested." And so, John and Jason, this actually has to do with you guys, is that is this crazy? But what I recommended to Andrew, I said, why don't you get a Kinect? And I said, don't think I'm crazy here, but get like Disney. I know this is going to sound crazy, but get Disneyland Adventures, and it's a dual game, and you can play it with her, and it's a good segue, right? It's a good segue. Personally, I don't know if I could possibly do it. I would do it naked. Painted red or something.
I approve of this idea. I approve of it.
No,
Oh no, it's reading the wrong head.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
The game starts going a totally different direction, Ed. Yeah, but Ben, like, what do you think about that? Do you know, like, you need a segue game.
And that's what I've been struggling with because
Yeah.
she's seen me play everything. Okay, the one game she's kind of warm to, even though she's not into the same kind of music as I'm into, is Rock Band. So we
Yeah.
occasionally hold Rock Band parties, and she gets a little bit into it, but it doesn't really hold her interest. The thing is, she's not a gamer in any description. So I'm trying to think of, if we're going to be together for a long period of time,
Yeah.
what can I get her? I don't know, things like the Connect and what have you. I think she might be able to get into, but I'm willing to try anything at this point.
I have another question for you then. Okay, this may sound funny. Besides sex, what do you guys have in common? Like, and I mean, like a common interest. This is ties to video games.
Well, we both love sushi, so it's a big one.
Cooking Mania. There you go.
There we go, sushi. Yeah, if there's a sushi game, can anyone recommend it for me?
Oh.
Everyone in the chat saying like Cooking Mama or Wii Fit.
Yeah, I think it's called Come On, I Want to Leia. I think
There is a sushi game on
Come on,
the DS, I think.
There is?
I'm pretty sure there is. It's supposed to be terrible, but I think it's called Sushi. There is a sushi game on the DS. I remember seeing it, yes. But it's supposed to be bad.
I think that would be good for just kind of an entry level game. But yeah, we're into like TV shows and movies and what have you. It's
Okay,
just
so
her image of gamers. Like she never grew up playing games the way I did. Like her parents never let her have it. They never really let her, buy consoles or get into any of that stuff. So to her, it's totally foreign. And so
Yeah.
pretty much, I'm starting her off totally green.
Sushi Go Round. Thank you, Nostalgic Dan.
But the thing is, you guys have been together for 5 years, and you still haven't, been able to break the ice with us. Really, you're saying?
I have not. This is the one area that I've not been able to break through. Everything else I've been fine with. Just this one area, the gaming.
And it's a huge area.
Hey Ben, is there something that she likes to do that you don't necessarily like to do? Is there something that she's interested in that you're not kind of interested in?
Just big into salsa dancing and big into crappy TV shows like Desperate Housewives and Sex and the City and Glee and what have you.
Well, I think relationships are a little give and take. So I don't know. Do you watch those with her, or does she ever ask you to spend time with her watching Sex and the City and all that shit?
She doesn't ask, she tells, and I obey. So
Okay.
no, I have before, and I've definitely obliged. So
Sure.
I'm thinking like maybe a good casual game or something that's not violent, not time consuming. Something because I have all the systems. Like, what would be a good if
Do you have the Kinect though?
I don't actually have the Kinect, and actually I don't have the room for it. Now that I think about it.
Well, you can get the Nyko lens, and it'll reduce the space you need by like half.
I heard about that. That's the attachment you put to it, so it reads more of your body in a small space, right?
Right.
Okay.
I mean, if you're looking for something casual to start off, I mean, you can't go more casual than just like traditional platformers, and not like the real crazy ones. I'm talking like Mario and Sonic, because I mean, those are ones that are well known to people that aren't even into video games, just because Sonic and Mario are household names. So there's going to be at least some kind of familiarity there. But on top of that, it's not something that's going to like, there's nothing offensive in the games. So I would say those might not be a bad option to at least throw her way.
Actually, Alpha, I disagree. Mario wore a raccoon, and he killed a raccoon for it. That suit. So I'm deeply offended.
Oh yeah.
She's not a vegetarian or a PETA supporter, so I don't
There you
think there's gonna be any issues there. so no, I actually like this idea, getting her schooled in the earlier stuff, and then kind of working our way up to the current generation.
Well, gaming 101. Start with early shit, and
One more thing, Ben. Like, is there a TV show that you guys watch together that there's a video game based on?
like CSI.
Good question. I think Lost. There is a Lost via Damas.
Oh, well, that's not good. That's Lost. Lost is an interesting show. It had an ending I wasn't too happy about, but the game is not very good, I hear.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, is there anything else? Like, God, wouldn't it be great if there was if you guys watched Game of Thrones, there was a Game of Thrones RPG? You'd be
Well,
serious.
there is a Game of Thrones game coming.
There's one coming out actually.
Oh, if you guys like that, I love that. Like, me and Kim loved watching that, so that'd be something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying, man. It's so hard because if somebody is she just hates it, eh? She's just like, I don't like gaming.
Yeah, well, let's put it this way. She tolerates my gaming, so it's not like it's a sticking issue. But, when you're with someone and you're contemplating a life together, you want to figure out how you can bring that person into what is your biggest hobby and get them interested in it. It's not always going to work, obviously, but,
I'm thinking if there's a good way I can kind of break the ice with her and maybe get her to see that, gaming, there's a lot of fun to be having it. And that's what I'm looking to do.
Hey, Ben, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have gotten lots of women to play games with me, and in order to do that, you have to play games that are on their level. And what I mean by that is, if the game overwhelms them or confuses them, it's over. Straight up, it's over. Doesn't matter, because they're already hitting the start button, pissed off. They're already upset, and they're not looking forward to doing it. So if you have to coach, though, you have to play referee with this. Okay, like you have to sit down and be like, look, this game, it's super easy. Let me show you why. Let me show you how you play it, and coach them. Don't just throw them the controller and say, go jump on turtle shells and shit. Show them how to play. Like the Nintendo Wii, I think, is a fantastic console for that. I really do. I think it's super easy. The motion controls make everything so much easy. I think Wii Sports is a great game. I've gotten lots of women to play that on a casual level. But again, I think it comes down to you coaching, and you get her to play. You just have to play games that aren't freaking RPGs. You got
Nothing too complicated.
Yeah.
Started with like Facebook games, maybe like the hidden object games, or dare I say like the Farmville games, and then like let's say she likes the hidden object games, then graduate her up to say like Zack and Wiki on the Wii or some shit.
Okay.
I've noticed.
I'm scared about the Facebook games because I know the second she gets into it, I'm going to start getting inundated with, she has sent you a request for Farmville,
Yeah, you don't want that.
Yoville, Mafia Wars.
Yeah.
Have her make a second account or something for that.
I may have to block her actually.
Like Ben, has any of this helped at all? Like,
absolutely. You know why? Because I think you're right. Casual games are kind of the good entry point for someone who's not a gamer or someone who's jaded by gaming, because they're not overly challenging, they're not overly complicated, and they're not overly violent, so they're more accessible. So I think this definitely helps, and I think Zack and Wiki, what you mentioned, Pete, is probably a good entry point because I do have that. So,
well, don't start her with that, for God's sakes. That game is pretty tough. Maybe. Well, maybe you could throw her in front of that and have her help you solve puzzles. That would be pretty cool.
Or you know what? Maybe I'll take a page from your book and go for Klonoa, because that's a good one on the Wii too.
Yeah, that is a good one.
I've noticed a lot of women like puzzle games like Tetris and stuff like that too. Something that they can easily control or do.
Dude, yeah, play Dr. Mario with your
Dr.
girl.
Mario,
Seriously, yeah, she'll love that one.
Then
we play Doctor on a regular basis.
There you go. Play Doctor afterwards.
There we go.
Does her friends ever come down?
My third leg is broke here. Brr.
There you go.
Good question, bro.
Yeah, good luck with that, Ben.
Thanks, man.
Thank you so much. Well, have a great podcast, guys. I'll continue listening.
You got it, buddy.
hey, Ben.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
it's tough. It's really tough dating, because I dated some women that I remember. It was so funny. I was playing my TurboGrafx Turbo Duo back in the day, and the girl I was going out with when I was like 16 was jumping up in front of, up and down in front of the TV while I'm playing a shooter game, I'm playing Ghost Warriors Spagon, and she's jumping up and down, going, look at me, and I was just like, this is not going to work. Like, seriously, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I don't do that to you. So, yeah, I was always frustrated about that.
Cool. Who's next? Anyone else?
We have Michael here. What's up, Michael?
Oh, hey, it's Night Rider Gamer from YouTube.
What's up, man?
Awesome. You have a question there for us that I liked?
Yeah, I do. When you guys eventually have kids, how do you want to bring them into gaming? Do you want to start off with the retro generation or the most current generation at the time?
That's a pretty good question.
Yeah.
To think
For
about.
me, I just got a nephew, and I wanted to get my brother Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection because it have to be a great game, like to start him off with.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think for me, just start them with the retro, simple games. One button, then it can evolve into the 2-button. And they get more complicated. So that's probably where I would start.
You kind of have to think about this differently, because if you give your kids like everything right up front, if you give them a 360, you give them a PS3, you know what I mean? These very advanced consoles, you almost like, I'm just speaking out loud. I'm almost thinking that they may not respect the older ones as much because they're like, wow, this looks like shit. The sound is stupid. Like, why would I want to play that? So I agree with you, John. I think I would go retro all the way at the beginning. Yeah. NES and, hit them with the Genesis, and just kind of go from there.
You literally hit him with the Genesis.
I mean, the Model 2, the big fat one, just bam right upside the head.
Sega CD and 32X.
Sega, yeah, dude, with the dude with the whole attachments, 50 pounds, bam.
With Sonic and Knuckles on top with the Sonic cartridge on top of that.
Play this damn
And the
kid.
Game Genie.
Fucking play it.
If you get really
Blast
pissed,
processing.
just show them you mean business and then drop a CDI on them, and that's
Oh,
all
yeah,
that's
there you go.
of it.
They
nice.
quit gaming after that.
I think they quit living after that.
My daddy used to beat me with a 32X.
But then he upgraded to bigger consoles that were shaped like mushrooms.
Yeah, exactly.
See, now my plan would be get him addicted to Sonic the Hedgehog on the Genesis, and then when he starts asking for Sonic toys, I can go out and buy them, and then act like they're for him, but they're really for me. Get him ready with the collection.
Send him out to help out your collection, right?
Pete, if you had a son or a daughter, you would lose them in that room with all those plushies. You wouldn't know where the hell they are.
They wouldn't be allowed to touch that stuff.
They'd be gone.
Yeah.
You'd be missing for 2 weeks at a time. Son, are you here? Like eating the stuffing out of your Sonic figures.
Nom nom nom.
He'd be so pissed. He would.
Fuck.
Awesome.
Yeah, definitely retro star.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good question.
Good question, Michael. Thanks for
Thanks,
calling
Michael.
in, bud.
No problem. Also, I just want to say, Johnny, happy console gamer. Hope you like the gift I sent you for your birthday and all that.
Oh, did you send me the what the fuck was it? The maps and all that for Breath of Fire?
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
thank you so much. Absolutely, totally. I definitely sent you a message and thanks you for sure about that. But I'm glad I can thank you to person. So thank you so much for that.
No problem.
Definitely. It's actually sitting in the other room right now.
Cool.
I was going to show it to Rob when he actually came over this Saturday as well. So thank you so much. That's really, really kind of you, and a really nice video you did as well. So thank you.
No
for
problem.
Yeah, there's 4 other birthdays too you forgot about, but that's okay.
That. No, don't worry about
It's
their
not
birthdays.
dates
They're not important.
Thanks,
All right,
Michael. Take
awesome.
care, man.
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Yeah, nice guy. Super nice guy.
Yeah, good stuff.
Who's next?
Oh, well, when I hang up on one, I got to get another one in. So, talk about something while I find someone, guys.
What's the biggest gun you've ever shot?
What's the biggest gun?
A shotgun.
Hey, Alpha, what was the most annoying kid that you've ever dealt with on Xbox Live or basically online? While you play a game.
There's too many to count. To be
I
honest.
know there is, but there's always got to be one story.
I had this one. He literally messaged me nonstop for like a couple of weeks, and would just be like, "Fuck you, faggot!" Like that. That's I would jump on to PSN and I get a message that says "Fuck you, faggot," and I'd be like, "So if you keep doing this, eventually I'm gonna have to start charging you for riding my dick so hard. So you may want to just stop and go back to bothering your dad or something, because you're apparently getting no love at home, kid." And he was like, "Good, I hate you," and like just all because I played online. I played what was it, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 with my one friend. I was online and he was in one of the matches, and I obliterated this poor kid. And it wasn't on purpose. He just showed up and I shot him. That's the point.
That's the
And
point.
he was like maximum level butthurt to the extreme. It was pretty fucked up gun, Super Saiyan and butthurt at the same time.
Yeah, well, I think that's the pinnacle of annoying players online would be with the Call of Duty series, unfortunately.
Pretty much. And
You know what I mean?
he was a kid too. That's what made it more annoying. It was just like, dude, please stop, play a game and leave me alone.
Exactly.
Totally. Awesome. All right. Well, I'm going to bring Mike. We got Mike on the line. What's going on, Mike?
A lot of mics tonight.
What's up?
How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Mike.
All right.
Right.
So, I liked your question there. Why don't you go ahead with it?
All right. What is one part of gaming history that you would change and why?
One part of gaming history.
Hey, well, Mike, what would you change?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough question, right?
He's like, what question can I get to stump these guys?
I would
Yeah,
change
exactly.
where the Dreamcast went under. I would have changed
Oh, good
history so
point.
that
Bravo.
that came
That's
out at
actually
a
a really
different
good one.
time. Do something different. I don't know what you'd have to do to have the Dreamcast survive.
Yeah, that's a great one. I was thinking what I would do is I would just schedule it all out completely different. Like you said, Pete, with the Dreamcast, with the launch of the PS2 right around the same time. Like, dude, schedule these the fuck out. Like, let's plan them all 3-4 years apart so everyone can be enjoyed and they all can have their shine in the limelight. That's what I would do because, man, I would like it all to be extended. You know what I mean? Like, wouldn't we all love to have seen the Dreamcast live for like 5-6 years and be just as solid as a modern console? You know, I just all the support. That's what I would do. Just extend it all.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd go back a little bit further than Dreamcast because my answer was going to be with Sega, but I think I'd start with the Saturn.
Yeah.
Yeah, Saturn's great.
Started messing up, and it was mostly because of things like, English localization. We missed out on a ton of things, but it was doing well in Japan, and they rushed the Dreamcast out knowing that the competition was going to have, DVD capabilities and graphics that are like borderline double as powerful, and just wasn't good timing if they would have just held off, because it's not like Sega isn't, good at making hardware. They are, most definitely, and they're very innovative and creative. Like you guys said, I would have held off on that just a little bit, and they could have went toe-to-toe with Sony right from the get-go, and possibly if Xbox would have maybe struggled a little bit more because they wouldn't have some of those exclusive Sega games too.
That's a good point. It's a hard question.
I guess I'd say for myself, I wish the TurboGrafx did a little bit better than what it did. I think it had a lot of great games in Japan that never came out here. It really wasn't given the chance that it deserved. It just got completely obliterated, basically, by the Genesis and the Sega CD at the time. And everybody disregarded the TurboGrafx. Like, to be honest with you, most people don't even remember what it is nowadays. You go, TurboGrafx, they're like, what's that? I know all you guys know, and all you guys in the chat room know, but generally everybody's kind of forgotten. The system came out and everybody forgot about it.
It lacked marketing. That's one major thing.
What's that?
It lacked marketing. That's one of the major downfalls to it, was that nobody knew about it outside of like the very core group of gamers. And way back in the day when it was new, that wasn't exactly like the most robust field to be known with and everything. You want people that don't know anything about games to know your name.
Well, it's interesting you bring that point up, because when you think about eBay and like, let's say you type in display sign or spanner or something, everything that comes up is like Nintendo, you got some Sega in there, but you never see a TurboGrafx banner or store display sign or standee or anything on eBay ever.
It's true.
Yeah, I never thought of that. Wow.
I know.
So makes sense.
Yeah, I wish, for sure, like, that's a great point. I wish it was marketed better. I wish a lot more people got to hear about it, except for like the one kid on my street. You know what I mean? Like, I wish it did a lot better, but it did not, unfortunately. But you can still get those games. You can still import those games now, which is a wonderful thing. But that was my era, which I kind of, I wish did a little bit better.
Eric999, I just have to give him a shout out, because he said he'd go back and make more Virtual Boy games.
Oh, yeah. Amen to that. Yeah, amen to that.
Poor Virtual Boy.
I think something would be kind of interesting if Atari actually would have released the 7800 when it was supposed to come out, instead of pushing it back as long as it did, because it was supposed to come out before the Nintendo NES, and that would have been interesting. And I think the whole video game crash would have been interesting, like maybe not to have that happen and see what would happen to games. But it would have changed Nintendo as we know it, though. So I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing. But
anybody else?
I think someone in chat before mentioned something about the Wii U, like going back in time and changing the name of the fucking Wii U to something that's not retarded.
They still might change it. Isn't that the rumor?
That's just a code name right now. The Wii U isn't an official name for it yet.
Is it just really, though? Because they have the logo and everything.
Yeah, I thought it was the official name.
Well, they also had that for the Revolution, if you remember. And then also with the Dolphin. So you figure they've gone through tons of names like that. And just think back in the day with Sega, they had the Katana. I forgot what they called the other ones.
Yeah, but they didn't announce. Yeah. But they didn't announce the consoles at E3 with those names, did they?
That I do not remember. To be honest.
I don't think they did. That's the thing. I don't think that they did.
I mean, if this does turn out to be like an official name for it, I think that it's really stupid. Like, I hate the name, to be honest. It's just kind of a dumb name, and they could definitely pick something a lot better instead of just playing off the success of the past console that everybody knows the name of just from sales alone.
Yeah.
Some people in chat are saying, wasn't the nickname Project Cafe before naming it Wii U?
Oh, yeah. I actually forgot all about that.
So did I, yeah.
Actually, I forgot about that.
Damn. I think that they are right. Oh, man, wow. I feel stupid for even forgetting about that.
We all forgot.
There's so many names for that thing. You know?
So yeah, in the end, the Wii U is a dumb name. There you go.
Even Project Cafe sounds better than the Wii U. I mean, really, that's a stupid name too. But you know,
Yeah,
I kind of disagree with that. The project part is cool, but Cafe, I don't know. That doesn't bode well.
I really
here's the
would
thing.
like the name Revolution. I love that
Yeah, I know.
so
Yeah.
much.
That was awesome, yeah.
the dolphin, the whale.
The Ultra. You know?
Here's a question for you guys, though. You know, we have the Wii in place. There's no changing that. But if you were Nintendo launching a new console, you don't want to confuse your customer base because don't forget they have a lot of, casual gamers that only have a Wii. What would you call this new system if you had to call it something? The Wii 2? I think that makes more sense.
I'd call it the Nintendo. Dead serious. I'd call it the Nintendo. Because I know so many people that aren't gamers that call every single Nintendo console the Nintendo.
It's true.
And it's like been ingrained into many people's heads. Like the NES wasn't called the Nintendo Entertainment System by everybody. It was either called it the NES, or the Nintendo. And then when Super Nintendo came out, a lot of people still called it Nintendo. Nintendo 64, same thing.
Yeah.
It was just the gamers that called it by, the official thing. So I would go with the Nintendo, but I don't know. That's just a random thing I think that might work.
See, I think that would confuse people too much because then when people say the Nintendo, they'll go, which one?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Some people in the chat said the Super Wii. That'd be awesome.
Dude, that would be awesome. I would love to see the commercials for that. Make more Mojo Weejo things out of that.
Oh my god.
Be awesome.
Super Wii.
Super
Nice.
Wii.
Yeah, good question.
Great.
Good question.
Good question. Sure.
All right, well, we got another one here. We got everyone's favorite gamer girl, Phantom Jest.
What's
Hi,
going on?
guys.
How you doing?
Can you hear me?
We sure can.
Okay. It's just a quick question. What is your favorite weapon or power-up from a video game?
Oh wow. Oh.
Maybe I'll do a little dance while you guys answer.
Please do.
What is yours?
Yeah, what's yours?
It's not really a weapon per se. Mine would actually be the portal gun. I would totally want that in real life.
I would take that into the women's bathroom. Just being honest. Okay, I know what mine is.
You go first, Jason.
It is Contra, the spread.
Nice.
Don't mess with that. Spread gun, baby.
What's the one that like the circular one? That's what's that called?
Fire?
The fire?
Fire, yeah.
Yeah, the fire. That's
Yeah.
good.
This one just kind of popped into my head. Not the definitive answer, but I like it. The freaking Katamari ball from Katamari Damacy.
That's a pretty good choice, isn't it?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, you can roll up a universe with it, so it's kind of hard to knock it in its badassery.
Yeah. Man, this is a tough one.
I've got a classic power up that just kind of first one that came to mind is just the classic mushroom from Super Mario Brothers.
Classic.
It's classic, or the flower.
I think if I'm going to pick
Sorry.
something just off the top of my head, I'm going to roll with the BFG, the big fucking gun. It's hard to knock that thing. I mean, it's a BFG and it obliterates shit. So, yeah, I'll just stick with that for the time being.
Oh man, I can't come up with anything. I'll just say the Master Sword because it's too easy.
Nice. Great question, Steph. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bum bum ba bum ba dum bum bum bum.
Yeah, it's a star, dude.
Yeah,
Classic.
man. Loving it.
Yeah.
Loving it. Let's see.
I think I'm the only person that bought a Vita that's in the chat room right now.
Well, is anybody in the chat room? Has anybody bought the Vita? Like, I know I caught that. Vita? Hell no.
Hell no.
Yeah, just to let you know, I've got about 50 questions and none of them are about the Vita, Pete.
That's what I figured.
Sorry, bud.
That's okay. I'm the only one with a Vita. It's okay.
Yeah.
Poor Vita's just got a big sad face now. It's like,
Well, you know what the thing is, too? A lot of people don't want the 3G one, and I totally understand that because I don't know what the hell I'm going to use the 3G for. It's like, okay, let me pay $15 a month so I can check my friends list while I'm out of the house. I really, you can't play games on 3G. I mainly got the 3G one because it comes with an exclusive case. You get the memory card, plus you get it a week early. That's enough for me. Most people are waiting until next week.
It's still new. It's still new,
I'm in a little small predicament actually. I'd heard that the Star Wars Xbox bundle, the limited edition one.
Yeah,
is coming
Vita,
out.
John.
No, I'm getting the Vita. That's a definite, right?
Just making sure you're not deciding between the two.
No. But this is coming out like right during PAX East, like the first week of April.
Oh,
It's gonna be fucking brutal. But I really want this.
That is something.
But I already have a Kinect and I already have a 360. So what do I do with my Kinect and 360? Can I sell it for a decent price and try to recoup some of the money, or what?
You could always roll with Craigslist, maybe.
Yeah.
This is something you have to get when it first comes out too, because it's gonna be
It's gonna be hard to
one of
find.
those things.
it's gonna be gone.
It's gonna be gone. It's limited edition.
How much is that going for, John?
$450.
Oh my god!
Man, that's a heavy dollar.
Steep.
A lot of dollars.
Steep.
Yeah.
But it's like it's part of my both worlds, right? Because I love Star Wars and I love video games, so it's like kind of the merge. It's like if they were to have sex and have a kid, that's what it would be. It would be
Pee on me more.
No, so it's cool, and I already have like a review. I know what I'm going to do about it, and it's a kind of a cool thing. So I don't know. I want to get it, but
It's very cool. Yeah.
but on the same note, like it's
Did anybody see the limited edition Snake Eater 3DS? The one that's got the snake skin cover to it?
No, I haven't. I'd be interested
Dude,
in that.
you guys got to look that up. It's probably the sickest looking handheld I've ever seen because it's black snake skin. It's in Japan only. They have no announcements of bringing it over here. And it's like super limited edition apparently, and I'm dying to have one because I saw it and I just like about shit bricks. I was just like, dude, this is amazing.
That's really weird, isn't it? Yeah. It's snakeskin. That's cool.
Oh, it is.
Snakeskin.
Snakeskin.
From the desert to my console.
That's
Nice.
pretty cool.
All right, well, how about another question?
Sure.
All right, we've got John. That's another John
Wow.
on the show. What's up, John? How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you guys?
What's up, John?
Yeah, how you doing?
Doing great. So your first question was good. Why don't you go ahead with that one, sir?
Okay. What is one of the most memorable moments in memorable co-op gaming experiences that you remember?
Oh, wow.
And what is yours?
For me, it's kind of a toss. Well, right up there is probably any Saints Row game. You guys don't really talk about it much on the podcast, but Saints Row 2 or 3 has one of the best co-op experiences ever, considering you can play the entire campaign, together, all the missions, all of it. The activities are hilarious, but on top of completely fucking with each other throughout the entire game,
That's cool.
it never gets old for me.
Yeah. That's awesome. It's, like I can really say that it's not, I'll call it co-op, but it's more like multiplayer online. But I'd say co-op because there was 4 people per game, and that was Fantasy Star Online. I just thought that was awesome. And basically, near the end of that game, the hackers were so bad they were breaking into your room and attacking you, and it was crazy. It was crazy fun, and I became a hardcore hacker myself to fight back against them. And, so I had a lot of good times with that. I actually, I got a funny story. I got to tell you this with Fantasy Star Online. This is a good one. Me and Rob have talked about this a few times. Back then, me and Rob weren't hanging out too much because I was playing the game so much that the only time that we could chat one day was when he came online. He actually came into the game just to hang out with me because that's where I was all the time, 24/7, unfortunately. But I was having a great time. And so he came online. He's like, well, what do you want to do? I said, well, your level's kind of low, but can you do me a favor? And you had to do this in Fantasy Star Online. I said, can you look after all of my equipment while I run out with this character and come back with another one? So basically what I wanted him to do is I was going to drop all my items with my character. Rob was going to stand in the room. I was going to transfer out, come back with another character, and pick up those items, right? So I said, Rob, can you just hang here and just do that? He's like, yeah, no problem. I said, please don't leave the room or do anything weird, right? I said, these items are like priceless. They're impossible to recover. He's like, no problem. So I fucking get offline. I signed back in with my other character or level, whatever. And I came in. Could I find the fucking room? I'm like, where is Rob? Rob, I look at my friends list. Rob is offline. I'm like, where's that room? I'm like, I just started to freak out. I'm like, holy shit. I didn't know what's going on. And all of a sudden, after like 10 minutes of me standing there sweating, he comes back online. He just pops up. What was his character? I think his name was character's like, is it Snake? Something or other? Something like that. But Snake Eyes, that's who he was when he came on. He came on, he was Snake Eyes, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck? He's like, all I get is all capital letters going, oh my God, fuck. And I'm like, what happened, man? Like, seriously, what the fuck? And I was freaking out. I was trying to remain calm. Me and Rob laugh at this story now. It's actually funny, but his mother was fucking vacuuming. Okay? And this is 56K modem. Okay? So she came in. She just opens the fucking door and pushes the vacuum in. You remember how mums used to do that when you're playing video games? They don't give a fuck what you're doing. It's vacuum time, you know? And so she just goes in, boom, fuck, 56K modem right out the door. Rob starts screaming and going, Mom, you have no idea what you've done.
That's the worst, though. That's the worst.
Thank God I was a hacker. I was able to copy somebody else's items, later on, to recover like some of those items. And a lot of those I'd found legitimately, which is unfortunate. But me and Rob laugh about it. I'm not trolling Rob right now. Me and Rob love that story. We think it's really funny. So I just wanted to, a co-op experience that went wrong.
That kind of reminds me of when I got I got tricked in Diablo 2 online. Like I was on my Necromancer and some guy, I forget exactly what he did to me, but essentially he stripped me of all my best armor, and I was pissed. Like people that play MMOs will totally relate to Johnny when you start to like literally sweat and panic, and your heart starts beating fast because that is your life right there.
Oh yeah,
and you just lost.
Yeah.
Oh man, what was the question again?
Yeah, I know. Like, what was your
co-op experience?
Yeah, a memorable co-op experience.
So mine. Obviously, it would be Final Fantasy 11, but besides going with that silly answer, I'd probably say the original Left 4 Dead. I still think that is like the definitive co-op game, at least in the first-person shooter genre. So many amazing games on there because that is one game you have to cooperate. It is all about co-op.
Completely agree with you, Pete. Great one there. Yeah,
mm-hmm. Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead 2 is great too, but the thing is, it recycled. Don't break what's not broken. I mean, don't fix what's not broken. With the second one, the first one, I just have more memories with that because that was my first experience with it.
Yeah, it's a great game, great co-op. Kind of going on to the same sort of lines as that. Another game that used the Source engine, one of the first games to use the Source engine there, Half-Life 2. There's actually a mod out there called Synergy. And what Synergy does is it allows you to play the campaign of Half-Life co-op. And you can have, I think, up to 4, maybe more people to play along with you. And I just think that's fantastic. Half-Life 2 is a fantastic game. And if you could play a co-op, it just makes it so great. So I really like that mod. It's called Synergy. I had a really good time playing that. It's just one of those games where you could play it over and over again, and it takes a long time to do. So great replay value there. And then my last one would be, well, Pete said it there, of course, Left 4 Dead I think is fantastic. That's like the best form of co-op you can get, I think, in the shooter genre. But then also going back to the retro days, you guys, I look at it differently because I feel like we were doing co-op games before we even knew what co-op was.
Sure.
Sitting around in our bedrooms, our family rooms, our living rooms, anywhere, and playing with our buddies. They're sitting next to us, 2, 3, and 4 player games. We were doing co-op right there, and whenever I hear co-op, I honestly just think of us sitting around, plugging in a multi-tap in my Super NES and playing some Bomberman or something crazy. You know what I mean? Just good times doing that. So I would say playing any of these old school games, 2, 3, or 4 player co-op, that's really where it's at. Love doing it. So that's my answer.
I'm surprised you didn't say Disneyland Adventures, dude, for the Kinect.
Well, at first, we didn't know it was co-op.
That's true.
And then when John stood up and stood next to me, all of a sudden, There's two little brats running around in the park. Man, totally different game.
Totally different experience.
Love it.
I'm kind of on the same lines with you Jason. I think of retro stuff, so I'm gonna have to go with some classic arcades. Any of the old Konami beat 'em ups, like Simpsons Arcade, Turtles Arcade, X-Men. Playing 6-player X-Men is like one of the ultimate co-op games, right, for the arcade. Smash TV. Someone mentioned Smash TV in the chat. That's by Williams, I believe, and that's a great co-op game. So I definitely think of those classic games for sure. Those are my picks. So.
See, that's actually what I was going to roll with. Is I remember playing like Streets of Rage and River City Ransom with friends, and then in the arcade, like you had said, playing The Simpsons, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and stuff like that. But the other one I want to throw out there, because I played this with my friends so many times I've lost count. But is Zombies Ate My Neighbors on Super Nintendo?
Oh yeah,
yes.
great.
Yeah.
Because that game, dude, when you're playing through it, it's a fantastic game playing by yourself, but when you have a friend, it's like a million times better, especially whenever you're kind of stuck in one area, you're going to save them, and the chainsaw dude is like hacking them to bits, and you're trying to chase them down, and all that you have is a weak-ass squirt gun. Leave my friend alone, let's book it out of here, and you're both trying to run and getting stuck. It's just, that's an awesome game in two-player, no doubt.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Totally agree.
The first game I've ever played, I think, co-op was probably Joust for the arcade. Has ever played that 2-player Joust?
Yeah, and you can hit the other player, right?
Yeah.
It like bounces you around, and
Yeah.
you kind of have to plan it out. Yeah, that's cool.
It's cool.
Yeah, good stuff.
So awesome, good question.
Yeah,
John.
Yeah. Thank you.
another good question. All right, we're joined with Alec. Hey, Alec, how you doing, man?
Wait, it's not Mike. You sure?
Hey guys, how's it going?
And it's actually his name's Mike. No.
Yeah, there's been a lot of mics there.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah,
Combo breaker.
yeah, man.
Combo breaker.
I just hit the call button. So, Alec, you got a pretty good question there. Why don't you go ahead with it?
My question was, kind of pertains to the Vita. With the streaming features of the Vita and the Wii U being kind of like big features, do you think there'll eventually be a home console system where the main selling point is that you can like take the full console like with you, like the full disc and everything, or do you think that like kind of the handheld system as we know it is like on the way out?
That's really interesting.
Well, I think definitely the handheld market's changing, evolving, especially with like the iPad, a lot of smartphones with games and stuff like that. So, I don't know. It's tough to say, but I think like the Vita sounds like it's kind of like a smartphone and has apps and stuff too, right? So, I think it's kind of evolving onto one. So I don't know.
But having one machine for everything, he's saying, and that's what's
One
really
machine
cool. Like
to rule
you
them
buy
all.
one machine, and like, it's like buying the Wii U. And you take the controller with you, and that's the games in there as well. Like
Yeah.
that kind of aspect. Well, not where you have to buy 2 games, one for your PS3 and then one for your Vita. Or transfer a game. I think you can do with some of those too. But
Or something like where you dock it, right? Like where you take it home and it's by your TV, and you just dock it, and you grab a controller and you can play it on your TV.
yeah.
See, I
Or
can
you
see
could-
something like that being more likely. Like, I can imagine them having a console and then having an alternate version where, well, now you can take your stuff on the go. So then you just export your stuff onto the handheld version of it, access all your stuff on your account, and just go about it that way, and it would still have, like, pretty much the same exact horsepower.
Yeah.
I do think the handheld market's strong though right now, and I think going with what you said too, John. I mean, yeah, we've got iPads, iPhones, Androids. We got smart devices, right? They're gaming platforms, and it's huge right now. So I don't know.
I think.
I don't want the handheld I don't want them to go away because some of my favorite gaming experiences have been on handhelds. So
Definitely.
Someone says in the chat, the Pandora is the future.
Yeah, if they ever release it.
Handheld gaming.
If our dog back here, Dog Pound, ever gets one, woof woof.
And I think the future is to N-Gage. That'd probably be
The
Oh,
N-Gage.
Yeah, where did it go?
The R Zone.
Died too soon.
Engage you.
Side talk.
Tiger R Zone.
Yeah, side talking with the taco, the electronic taco.
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome, good question.
Interesting question. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so what else, guys?
What games? Do we have any more questions? Or
Well,
games
I mean,
we
again, you guys know how this goes. We could be here all night doing this. so.
Yeah, I think it's good. Why don't we do games we've been playing and have Alpha Stars off for sure?
Oh, games we've been playing.
Yeah.
All right.
I know you've been doing a lot of moving lately, so I don't know how much gaming time you got in, but
I've had a little bit more recently because I pretty much just finished up most of the place now. My brother's actually moving a bunch of stuff down the basement because we have that as like the music area. Got all the albums and like records, CDs and stuff down there, and gigantic speakers. So that's completely furnished. Up here is my gaming haven, hovel, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But like recently I've been playing, I just started Radiant Historia. I was fortunate enough to get another copy, but luckily I just found out that they're reprinting it, so people won't have to pay an arm and a leg to get a hold of one. So that's kind of nice.
sorry. Has it become kind of rare? Like I didn't even know that.
It was. Like, it's an Atlas game.
How much was it going for?
At least $100.
No way.
Cartridge only, you're talking like 70. And then the original press release the original pressed, I should say, release that came with the soundtrack CD, they're like not even existent on eBay.
Yeah, I've never even seen the press release. I only read about it. Like literally, I'd never seen one. I'd read about it. I was like, oh, well, that's neat. Well, at least I have a copy of the game. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, thank God I bought it when it came out. I'll just say that. The soundtrack is cool and all, but it's got a few tracks and it's not original tracks from the game. It's like piano versions, so it's different. It's cool.
Oh, I forgot. Okay, but as for what I'm playing right now, I just beat God of War 3, which will sound weird because it's been out for a while, but I hadn't beaten the game. I borrowed it off a friend, never beat it, finally decided to sit back down. I restarted the game from the beginning because I had forgotten what happened earlier. Beat the crap out of that. Now I'm in the middle of playing Knight's Contract. I don't know if anybody's even heard of that, but it's not a bad game. It's pretty different. It's got gameplay similar to, it's hack and slash like Devil May Cry, but you have to protect a chick. Like you yourself are invincible and cannot die, but this chick, she can die, and if she dies, it's game over. So it's got some pretty rough segments in it, but I'm in the middle of playing that, and this weekend I will be the proud owner of Twisted Metal and Resident Evil Revelations, so I'll probably finish up Knight's Contract tomorrow and then go on to play both of those until my eyes bleed. So yeah.
Great.
Yeah, what was that, Pete, that you were number one in the world on online mode in Twisted Metal?
Yeah, so I was... Let's just say I like Twisted Metal on the PS3. Unfortunately, the game came out a day before the goddamn Vita, or else I can guarantee you I'd be playing it a hell of a lot more. But after... Basically, I played the demo a lot, and I really enjoyed the demo. When the official game came out, by the end of the night, the first launch date for the game, I was ranked number 1 in the world for kills, overall experience, and overall damage.
Wow.
Bad motherfucker.
Of course.
Yeah, no shit.
I've fallen off of that podium. But my first night playing, I had 31 wins and 4 losses, and that's in 16-player deathmatch games. So no team match, it's just me against 15 other people, and I was just raping, flat out, killing kids.
Car raping, like in Transformers.
I was having a blast. Obviously, because I was just killing everybody.
Every kid out there.
Hitting him with a Sega Genesis.
But I was determined. I was up until like 5:30 in the morning, because I had the number 1 spot in kills and damage, but I didn't have the number 1 spot in XP. And XP is like everything you do in the game, all totaled together. Like everything you do in like matches, you get experience for. So I finally got the number 1 spot. Took my screenshot. So I'm happy with that. I just had to have that moment in time, number 1 on Twisted Metal. But then the next day, I got the Vita and I played that a hell of a lot. And I dropped down to like number 10. And I haven't even played the game yet today because I can't get involved with trying to stay up on the leaderboard in that, because I'm enjoying the Vita too much. I don't want Twisted Metal to ruin my new console launch.
There's so many kids you need to own.
There's so many people you have to destroy and show them who's the boss.
Here's the thing, though. Nobody has mics barely on the PS3, so I don't have that satisfaction of when I kill somebody, I don't get to hear them say, fuck! Every once in a while, you get that player on there that gets so pissed that I'm killing them over and over.
Pete Door!
You need the high-pitched, like, prepubescent voices going, Pete Door, you can eat a dick! Eat a dick!
It's funny.
But, yeah. Well, anything else with you, Alpha?
Honestly, that's pretty much it. Oh, and I went back to playing Pokemon Black because I'm not that far into it, and I need to get further and beef up my Pokemans. That's pretty much it. Like I'm pretty much just waiting till I get Revelations and Twisted Metal, and then
Nice.
yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it. I'll have no life after that.
Right on.
Gamester, what about you?
What have I been playing? Well, I've been doing a lot of streaming on Twitch TV. You know, like I said last week, I got the Twitch itch. You know, it's definitely addicting. It's fun to talk to people and stuff. So I had like a 3DO night, so whipped out the old trusty 3DO. Played Burning Soldier. I don't know if you guys have played that game before for the system, but it's kind of the way I describe it. It's kind of like Sewer Shark. It's all pre-rendered graphics, you know, backgrounds and stuff, but it's better. Graphics are better, smoother. The music, Pete, you'd really like. I don't know. Have you played this game, Pete?
No, I have not.
It's like techno music, man. It's awesome. It's like,
I love this.
it's you'd totally dig the music.
Techno music goes so well in video games. Like I'm telling you, Wipeout on Vita, the best techno music for a racing game ever.
But the thing is, you only get one life in the whole game, so like, and it's really easy to die. So it's one of those. It's a very short game, but you only get one life kind of deal. You know. So played that. Played Road Rash for the 3DO, which is one of my favorite games for the system. Played Super Street Fighter 2 for a while for the 3DO, another great system game for the system. I think I've been the only person ever, and probably the last person ever, to stream Plumbers Don't Wear Ties on Twitch TV.
I can't recall
live.
anyone doing that.
Right.
I can't believe we found the game, let alone we're like, let's stream.
I've owned it for a while, you know, and all the games I have for the 3DO, none of them are burned. They're all like original copies, whatnot. But I do own a copy of the game, and it's honestly one of the worst games I have ever played in my life. And for those of the listeners who actually were on the stream with me, we were going through it, and I was kind of paranoid at first because I mean I'd played it before, but I forgot if there was like nudity in it or not, and I was kind of worried that there might be like a scene pop up like a boob shot on Twitch. I'm like, oh fuck! But you need like there's a code for that apparently, but it's like it's not even
Find the code, John.
find the code. But it's all like I don't know if you guys have ever seen like the game itself, but it's like slideshow. It's like the very opening scene is a video. The rest of the whole thing is like put together like with I don't know. It's really bad, really bad game. What else have I been playing? I played Bobo's Big Adventure. Beat that twice this week. God, I love that game.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's fucking good. And there's a new Flash game out. I don't know if you guys have played it yet. You guys played the original Super Mario crossover game? The original where you can play as like Zelda
And
Metroid.
Contra and all that, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
They have the new Super Mario Brother crossover 2 game just came out. And it's really cool because it's like you can play as the same, like multiple characters. So you can play as Samus or Link or whatnot. But you can also play not only in the Nintendo world, you can play in the Super Nintendo world, and you can also play in the Game Boy world, which is really cool. So that's just Google Super Mario Brothers crossover 2. It's free to play. It's a Flash game. And it's freaking awesome. So I've been playing that quite a bit. What else? I unboxed my Super Boy. I mentioned last week that handheld Super Nintendo that just came out. It's by Hyperkin. And overall, it's a pretty cool system. All the games I own for it work. There aren't any games that I'm aware of that don't work for the handheld. I even tried the Game Genie, and that works for the Super Boy, which is pretty cool. And Jason he's holding it right now.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy. Super Boy, that hoe.
Boy.
Yeah, you know.
Yep.
But but it actually looks like an enlarged Super Nintendo controller. It's pretty cool. And it plays Super Famicom games, which is like huge. So it unlocks that whole like encyclopedia of games, the whole list of games there, which is really cool. But there's a couple things I don't like about it, and I just did a review on it, so that'll be up in a couple days. But yeah, that's pretty busy playing that kind of shit. So, how about you, Johnny?
Jeez, yeah, I'll just go through mine really fast because Mega Man X 1 to 7, I had to play every single one of those games to grab all the footage, and I realized really fast that I really suck at Mega Man. I've never said I was good at playing it, but man, I was phoning up Rob. I'm like, because I needed certain footage for certain things he said in the review, and I was like, he's like, oh, you need to beat this boss and do this and do this. I'm like, oh my god. So I had a hard time doing that. That was really challenging. It wasn't fun. I didn't have a good time with it. Like, it wasn't just playing just for the fun of it. It was playing to capture certain footage of certain levels. So I did that. I played a little bit of Twisted Metal and the demo version. I realized I really I'm not too good at that. I need a little bit
let me
more
just say one thing on Twisted Metal, though. there is a control option. I'm not sure if it's in the demo, but for people that are having trouble with the controls, because I will admit they are very hard to get used to because it uses every button on the controller and it's crazy. There is an option to turn on like an optional control scheme, which will make the game play like a modern racing game. So the gas is the trigger buttons and everything is basically like a modern racer. So if you're having trouble with the traditional twisted metal
I think the only
controls,
thing I was having trouble with was remembering all the buttons. Like there were so many things you could do. You know, it was
exactly.
really
But
good.
they'll simplify it for you if you go to the other control option.
Yeah. They'll give me the retard version for me, especially, right?
Not necessarily.
The special Johnny version, you know, like the old man version. But I can't wait to go back to that, though. You're having a lot of fun with it, eh?
It's a blast. I mean, this will be my games I've played recently because obviously I've been playing a lot of the Vita and Twisted Metal. I don't think I played maybe Final Fantasy 13 too, but I mentioned that earlier. But it's an excellent game. I mean, I haven't played a Twisted Metal since. Well, I haven't played a console Twisted Metal since Twisted Metal Black, and I held that as in the highest regards for the series. And then I played Twisted Metal Head On the PSP, which was fun. But this game is like a return to form for Twisted Metal. It's quite simple. It's amazing. 16-player online battles when everybody like bunches up together and it's just mayhem with no slowdown. Some of the level designs are just amazing. I was trying to stream it yesterday, but the game was having some really bad server problems, so I couldn't show off everything I wanted to. But there's levels in this game that like change on the fly. The one that stands out to me the most is Black something Stadium. I forget the name, but it's this big stadium arena, and walls shift up and down. Like basically the level itself. Imagine a huge Twisted Metal level where the arena is changing on the fly constantly and creating like different levels within this level, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And there's other levels where there'll be a center converging point on the map that is constantly twisting and rotating in a circle. And there's ramps off of that circle with like drops in between the jumps that will kill you instantly. Like there's some really crazy level designs in this game.
Yeah, I believe it's an awesome game. Like, we were there when the creator was talking about it, and he wanted so much feedback. Remember, he's obviously the God of War guy, right? But I think he's worked extremely hard in the game. What do you think? Do you think he pulled it off?
I think they really put a lot of love and care into this game. Like you can tell that they were making this for the Twisted Metal fans. They weren't too concerned about like newbies to the series. Like they were making this for the fans, and it was quite evident. And I think they pulled it off.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah. So yeah, I played a bit of the demo of that, and here's something unusual: is that I actually imported a PS3 game, and it was actually Kane Turner who reminded me about this game. Actually brought it to my attention, and that is Gundam Extreme Versus.
Oh, I was gonna buy that, but I talked myself out of it.
You
like
should be okay. I hate to say this, but you should be happy that you talked yourself out of it. I really love the arcade game, versions of it by Capcom. This game is just, I don't know. It controls.
Now hold on. Let me just clarify. Is this the one? Let me just clarify. Is this the one where it sort of looks like Virtual On and it has like all the Gundam from all the series? Yeah.
I saw all the Gundams you could get, and I'm a bit of an old school Gundam fan. I like 0080, 0083, and Formula 91. I'm kind of that generation, but I do like MS Team and stuff like that. But I'm not much of a fan of Gundam Wing and all that. But, so yeah, you know what? The controls are not great. I played the game a bit. I'm not a huge fan of it, so a bit disappointed with that one.
How friendly is it in terms of not knowing Japanese?
Fine.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It's got like story mode versus mode, online mode. You can read that off the, you can go online and play this game. I hadn't bothered. Like I hate the controls. I played in the arcade. For some reason I can play in the arcade fine, but on this home system, on the PS3, I don't know if the controls seem changed. I really want to talk to Kane and get his opinion on it. It might be me, but I don't think so. But I did have bronchitis when I was playing it, so maybe I was like, drugged up on some pills or whatever. But I don't think so. It didn't really rub me the right way. But the last one I got, I was actually in Best Buy and I saw the game for $15 used, and I was like, I'm gonna give this a shot, and that's Alan Wake. And I'm actually at the end of chapter 3, and I'm liking it. Is it changing my life? No. Is it pretty good? Yeah, it's not bad. It's fine. You know?
They're I've beaten that game, Johnny. It's pretty decent. It's kind of repetitive. It's kind of repetitive though.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, the game style is very repetitive, but interesting storyline. It's taking up like place in the northwest, kind of your neck of the woods, kind of, the Washington area. But I heard they're making like a sequel that's going to be download like Xbox Live only.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So that's cool.
Really? So I know the game didn't do as well as they wanted.
Right. Well, it was like years in development.
Yeah.
So, but I know they're making kind of a small sequel to it, essentially.
Mm. So yeah, that's all I've been playing. I just want to finish Alan Wake and get the kind of the hell out of the way. It was something I started when I was sick. I'm like, yeah, I'll play this game and just give me something to do. Because and you know what? It's pretty easy, isn't it, Gamester?
It is pretty easy. It's kind of short too.
Perfect. My favorite kind of game. Yeah. Easy and short. So that's me wrapped up in a blanket. So who's left?
Just me, but I haven't played a whole lot. I've been kind of going on a game strike just for the last week or so because my cousin, Derek, Dirty Dongles, he's flying in to see me and hang out with me for about 4 or 5 days. So we're going to kick it old school style like we used to do back in the 90s. We're going to be playing some old school stuff, co-op, living room material. We're going to be doing some of that. So we're also going to be doing some game hopping and arcade hopping. John is going to be tagging along. We're going to be hanging out, having a good time. Mm-hmm. So kind of looking forward to that. I told him, too, I said, I'm not going to go to Bookman's until you get here. That's been hard.
Yeah.
To not go to Bookman's.
Withdrawals.
Yeah. So I'm trying to keep, so when I go, everything is pretty fresh. So anyway, so I haven't been playing a whole lot. Because I'm anticipating a solid 4-day, 4-night gaming marathon. So maybe next podcast I'll have a whole bunch of games that I'll be talking about. So we will do it then. So
cool. I forgot a game. How can I forget? The Jack and Daxter collection. I've been playing some more of that, and I'm trying to 100% it. The first game. Currently, I am 52% through the game, and that's every collectible you can collect up to that point. And having a blast with that game. Please, I know you guys heard my preach from last episode, but this is a game you have to get. And I think, I'm not 100% on this, but I think the games individually are available for download on PSN for $15. I remember hearing that somewhere. So, if anything, just play the first one, please. And that's all.
Preach.
Preached. Is that it, Pete? Is Pete done? Is that it for you, Pete? Really?
Yeah, well, Twisted Metal Jack and Daxter.
Holy shit, you slipped those in.
This was the whole episode I was doing games I played recently.
You're very, very intelligent.
Yeah, so that way I don't have to, I bored people enough with the Vita talk, so kind of slipped them in.
Stop! I was getting ready in my chair to sit there for 40 minutes. And listen to games you've been playing recently. Mm-hmm. And it didn't happen.
Well, you already talked about his Vita and stuff. He's played every game for that system. So
yeah, that was really in the episode. He's made the rounds.
He's made his rounds.
Yeah.
Stop!
What now?
We've done a lot because we did a couple love talks.
We did.
We did live questions, games we've been playing. Shit. Merry Christmas,
That's good.
Yeah.
This is not a DVD.
Well, Alpha, man, it's been awesome having you on. This has been fun with the live chat. I just want to say also a big shout out to Eric Durant. He's listening. He's a big contributor on my website, so I want to say thanks to that. So, Eric, I know you're listening. Just say hi. What up? So,
what up from the dog pound?
Hold on a second here. Hold on a second. Alb Sud in chat says, Jason, what happened to your random question of the week?
Well, everyone on the podcast hated it, so I stopped doing them. You guys hated it.
I didn't hate it.
We never got our prizes.
I got our prizes.
Bullshit. I got delivery confirmation on every single one of them, you guys.
What happened to your segment, Pete?
Yeah. We always run out of time.
We do. How about this? Next time, we'll do old school AllGenGamers, and I'll do Jason Heine's weekly random question. And Pete, you're going to do game recommendations?
Okay.
All right, and Gamester, you do a gaming piece theater.
You got it.
Johnny, hit him with a love talk.
And hold on, we'll go really old school here. We'll do some form questions.
Fuck, this is great. I'm
Form.
liking this.
Old
Old school.
You know, that's 700 questions we have in there. Yeah, we'll do some of those.
Yeah, we'll do a few of those.
Whale quick draw.
Oh, Wales quick draw. Yeah, fuck, we got to do that. We got to write this down. We have a lot of segments, you guys.
We do. Have
We
a lot of
really do.
segments.
What a show. What a show.
So, Alpha, where can people find you in case they don't know where to find you?
On the the information superhighway. I am on youtube.com/Alpha Omega Sin. If you don't feel like just typing that in, just type in Alpha Omega Sin into the little YouTube search thingy-majig, and I'll eventually pop up. I'm hard to miss. I have long hair and look like a Viking. So, yeah. And if you're also still having trouble finding me, just find the...
Type in, like,
one who is,
Capcom rants.
Yeah, find the most vulgar fucking person you can on the internet. I'm there, pretty much just trying to fill in the place of the once great George Carlin, God rest his soul. So, yes.
Nice.
Hey, how is your eye doing, by the way?
Oh, my eye's actually officially healed. That's
Nice.
I was gonna film a couple of videos today, but then I ended up getting real busy. So I'll probably film them after this, and then upload them tomorrow. So because I got here, this can be a quick little tidbit for everybody. I got one of my all-time favorite games I've been dying to get, but could never get a hold of, and that's Snatcher for Sega CD.
Oh my God, nice.
Nice.
I just could never find the game, and I've beaten the ROM of it on the Gens emulator a couple times, and I love that game to death. But naturally, I mean, I know all you guys know it's a bitch to get a hold of and pricey.
Yeah.
But one of my buddies, he was just like, I got a copy, I'll sell it, and he sold it to me for a very, very nice price. So I was like, totally, I'll take it.
Do you mind if we ask how much?
$100.
That's going to be what it's at.
And it's complete. I mean, it's in like brand new condition. It's in very, very nice condition. So I was like, $100. That includes shipping. Andy sent me some game T-shirts with it too. So I was like, dude, you rock, man.
Yeah, that's still really expensive to pick up. So that's a good buy. Yeah, absolutely.
To me, it's the best Sega CD game ever made. So I was like, I have to have this. Like next to Sonic CD, it's the shit.
Nice.
Yeah, and Popple Mail, and yeah, really great game.
Oh, Popful Mail, gosh, that's another one I want.
That's a tough game. That's a really hard game. I remember Pop playing that one night. Oh God, going crazy about it.
I miss working designs, man. They were the best.
Totally. Well, don't you kind of agree that Atlas? We've said it before. That Atlas is kind of like the new working designs.
I would say them and a couple others like Xseed.
Yeah. Sorry. You know what? I'm sorry. It was actually Xseed that we really said it about. Yeah, but you're absolutely right. Xseed and Atlas are very much like our good old friends working designs. You know.
Oh hell yeah! They're bringing over all the stuff that I'm crossing my fingers that gets translated, and I'm like, hooray! It's actually going to be over here, and I won't be sulking over the fact that it's not being translated into English. Boo.
Oh, hold on. Someone here in the chat, because I forgot to mention this last podcast as well, but battle update for the forums for the tournament. Let me see here. Yeah, it's nearing the end, and what I'm doing now is the last battles here. The semifinals and the final battle are 2 weeks long instead of a week long. Let me see here. Thank you, Jason. So the last battle previously was the semifinal battle. It was, well, let me just update. I forget if I even talked about this, but basically Some Shit Pizza in Line 4 beat out Throw Up N64 controller, 66 votes to 47. And then I beat Garrett. No, wait, hold on. And then it came down to Gamester's Dog versus the Whale in the first semifinal battle, and the Whale beat Gamester's Dog 90 votes to 57.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
So the current battle right now is Gary's Cat versus Some Shit Pizza in Line 4. And I'm actually rooting for the cat, but unfortunately, it's actually kind of close. So you know what? Hold on. taking no sides here, everybody that's in the chat right now, if you go to allgengamers.com and then click on the form, look for the topic that says Gary's Cat versus, or the AGG tournament battle round 14, Gary's Cat versus some shit Pete's in line for. Click on that, and if you're registered, you'll be able to vote. Pick your favorite, and then whoever wins will move on to the finals versus the whale. And currently right now, there are 100 votes. Some shit is up 58 votes to Gary's Cat 42 votes.
It's pretty closer than I thought it would be.
It is, yeah. It's really close. And then what is it? This Saturday or next Saturday? I think it's next Saturday. It'll be the finals, and we'll see who the winner is.
That sounded like Chewbacca there for a sec.
Yeah.
Well, he has done some work with Star Wars.
He was just in the movie, right? That's the Big Miracle, whatever. It's in theaters now.
The Big Miracle. Yeah, he was.
He's starring in that. He's made it at Hollywood big time.
Yeah, I got a letter in the mail. It was a wet letter, and he said that it's more than a cameo.
Huh.
So he's moving up in the world.
He's moving up, yeah.
Main character.
Wow, good for him.
Good for him.
Wow. Hey, Pete. Since you announced that, some shit Pete's in line for is going up by 4. It was at 58. Now it's at 61. Yeah.
Nice.
Actually, sorry. Well, now it's at.
Well, there's currently 14 people viewing the topic, so
Yeah, they're in there.
there'll be more votes. Or it might be just people spying to see who's going to be winning here.
All right, I cast my vote.
I don't know about you guys, but this tournament battle was really fun. I think if we do it again, like season 2 or some shit, whoever the winner is, we'll cut them out from like normal bracket, or maybe we'll have to do something so that it's not like a one-way train wreck for We'll add in some new opponents like Lord of the Rings or
Oh, God.
what's some other shit we can add in?
Yeah, the winner will go on the All Gen Gamers, Hall of Fame or something.
Jason's Lord of the Rings DVDs.
Oh, God.
I can't believe there's a date for that.
Dude, I said it. Just so everyone knows, the date has been set, you guys.
February 26th. Unbelievable.
Yep.
Be there.
Be there.
Be there.
Twitch.tv/the EMU review. We are
You know what? I'm gonna tune in probably about an hour in, and I'm gonna turn it on, and Jason's gonna be sitting there and he's gonna be crying like a baby, crying like a baby. I'm
Just be like, make it stop. Make it stop.
Why haven't I ever watched this before?
Keep people in chat are saying the stop guy.
Oh, yeah, the stop guy. Yeah. There's a lot. There's a lot that goes on in this crazy show.
No, he could be in the tournament, and then we got Pandora could be in the tournament.
Oh, Pandora. Yeah, we got to start. We got to make a thread or something about that.
Yeah.
That people post for the next round. This has been fun.
It has been fun.
Nice.
Awesome, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out.
And don't forget, guys, go on iTunes and vote for us or rate us, whatever. We appreciate that. And, that's
Or
awesome.
B-rate us,
What's that? B-rate?
Rate.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, it's been awesome. Awesome. Alpha, it's been fun, guys. We love you.
Love you. Long time.
Chat room. Love you. Long time.
Heart. I heart all of you.
Alpha, sometime I'm going to get together with you and I. We're going to run in there. We're going to drop trow in a GameStop and just deuce. All on the ground, baby.
Yeah, we got to drop a double bomb in there or a double decker. Anything that could be done. Anything involving fecal matter and their dismay, I'm all for it.
Make sure you eat corn like the night before.
They'll be like, yeah, corporate didn't tell us about this. We're like,
I bet corporate didn't tell you about that now, did they?
welcome to GameStop.
People want to know about the shirts. What's going on with the shirts?
We'll talk about the next episode then.
Yeah, we'll talk about next episode. 'Cause we don't know.
We haven't done anything if you really want to know.